October 1987. And they sent me to a place called East Sutton Park, which is a female prison now. But then it was a detention centre.
Shit!
Whoa. By now I'm running wild now. I'm not. So I'm on the streets. It's gone off. That's the computer chip there. By now, we're stealing computer chips. First time making real bread. Yeah. They called us the Christopher Wren gang at that time. Because the old £50 notes, they used to have Christopher Wren on the back. It was generally issues between people which led to war and death. The team had hit the mattresses, and there was no fight. There wasn't any guns. There was only 2 Mac-10s, which was to protect everybody in the house. So this guy's come from Franklin. He's about 6'4", skinny guy, prison clothes, looks like a junkie. He's been transferred because he cut someone's throat. Red flags straight away. Junkies don't turn down parcels. So the same guy who started your career is the same guy who stopped your career. And you don't even know that. I definitely want the younger generation to know it's a lie. They're force-fed all these different narratives by these different platforms and these different players. So today's gonna be my last day. I'm gonna be the coldest fucker alive for today because it's my last day. And that's how I used to leave my house every day.
So here we are with Carlin. This interview has been arranged by Christian of KRN-TV. Huge shout out to Christian. All links will be in the description box. Carlin's got his own channel as well, so please go down and support his work. It's a mad story. We've got London, gangland. We've got a judge putting Carlin away and double life sentence, saying, you're so dangerous, you should never be out. But it's also a story of redemption because we've got a critically acclaimed play was written and featured, multiple books, and Carlin is now on the right path. But you're going to hear a lot more about what led to the madness in a minute. And all Jen's links in the description box as well. So huge thank you for coming on.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereabouts did you grow up then?
I grew up in South London. New Cross, Deptford, Lewisham. Just South East London.
What was it like for you growing up?
Yeah, growing up for me in South London was very exciting. That's how I viewed it at the time. I was from a criminal family. Who were hustlers of the highest order. So it was very normal for me to see mummy in a 10 grand fur coat, Rolex on her wrist.
So both your parents are criminals?
To start with, but my father very, very, very early. If he was a criminal, he was a minor criminal hustler, but went straight into business from, I think he opened his first shop, D's and G's at the Greengrocers when I was about 11 or 10. And he's never looked back. He's straight business. My mother, uncles, aunts on my mother's side were hustlers or criminals, the majority of them. So yeah, as I said, seeing the females, if it's my mother or my aunt, dressed in a certain way, or my uncles wearing Croc shoes, and that was just all normal. So to me, that seemed normal.
So having it instilled at quite a young age, obviously inflicted you very young.
Yeah, it just seemed normal to have the best things. Yeah.
So what about education? Was that encouraged or frowned upon? Or?
No, I wouldn't say that at all, but for myself, I was very, I didn't finish school. And then getting kicked out of school, secondary school. I went to boarding school. I went to boarding school in Guildford. A school called Graffham Grange. School was great. It was big building, swimming pool, tennis courts, woods, motorbikes. We had loads of bikes, and the teachers and the format and the way it ran was great.
So how come you ended up in boarding school? What was?
I ended up in boarding school because I got kicked out of school a couple of times. So it's due to bad behaviour. Usually you go to school, you get kicked out, then you might go to the local centre, they call it the centre, then you might get sent to a boarding school, which is meant to be for bad kids. However, I'm not sure if all the kids there were bad, because it wasn't that kind of place where everybody was fighting. It was cool.
What were your mates like back then?
When I was at boarding school, do you know what it was? Yeah, it was. We had warlords. No, sorry, we had warlords. That's where I was located at boarding school. That was one house, and then we had Panthers, which was the second house, and then we had the final house was Red Devils. That's where Tyson was. Tyson was on Red Devils. And yeah, it was calm. We all got on. There was obviously the rankings, but I don't know, 11, 12. So I'm not even in that argument.
How many students were in a room boarding? Like, was it proper dorms?
It's proper dorms. I would say in each room, maybe, I'm just thinking back to the room now, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, maybe 14, 16 to 20.
So in boarding school?
Yeah, so yeah.
Sorry, we just had
friends
coffees in
in
the
school.
middle. Yeah.
Outside of school, I had a few friends as well from around my area. Who I used to get up to bad stuff with.
At night, were there beatings? Because one of my ex-partners said at night at the man's boys' boarding school, they give each other pastings.
Who, the staff?
No, the students.
Every now
dorms.
and again, they'd rush your dorm might get rushed.
And what happens during a rush?
It might have happened once or twice. The beatings.
Dorm wars, was it?
Yeah, it's all fun and joy. It's nothing really, but yeah, our dorm might rush Red Devils. Didn't happen often. It didn't happen often because you know what? You had the three best fighters. You had Anthony Reid, who was on Panthers. In my view, he was the best fighter. And then you had Gary Nelson Tyson. He was on Red Devils. He was second best. He doesn't agree with me, but that's what we thought. Sorry about that. And then we had Leroy Brown, who was third. He's on our wing. He was on our ward. And then we had the fourth best, which was Leroy Smith. He was also on our. So you had to be very careful if you was coming to a rush. To get it. It's not something that happened regular, and if it did happen, it's very trivial.
Talk me through a rush. I've never heard
10 guys might just run on and just steam everyone. And then steam off again before staff come, or, yeah. Nothing.
What was Leroy's last name we just interviewed?
Leroy Smith?
Not the same Leroy Smith we just interviewed.
No, I think you're talking about the one who shot the cop.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
No. Oh. So what were your favourite subjects?
Favourite subjects at school would have been English. English and sports.
What type
At
of
that
sport?
stage, yeah, English and sports.
What type of sport?
At school, I liked most sports, even snooker.
I didn't know they had snooker at schools. No.
Yeah, do you know what? That was way back in it. I remember watching the Steve Davis, Dennis Taylor final. I can't remember what year that was.
This is in the Alex
That
Hurricane
85?
Higgins era, isn't it?
Yes, 85. I
Yeah.
think. And that gripping black final. And I've been into snooker ever since. But at school, we used to do a lot of track and field running.
Yeah. So your first brush with the law was when you were 11,
That's correct.
when you were at boarding school.
Yes, I think it might have been just before or just after. Yeah, around that time.
And what happened?
I got arrested for a robbery, street robbery. Me and my early childhood crime partner, Chubba. Yeah, we got arrested and banged up in Lucian police station.
How did they catch you?
They just caught us. It wasn't very good there.
So you got caught in the act.
I think we might. I'm pretty sure we got actually caught in the act. Or
Yeah.
I can't really remember, to be honest with you. But I think it was very quick. We was caught very quickly.
And what did they do with you when you were arrested? Because you're only 11.
They bring you to the station, call mother, and yeah, you sit there waiting for mother to come on. You're gonna get the beating of your life. That was the only concern.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I remember about that first arrest.
Did that stress you out waiting for your mum?
100%.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know what comes next.
And you didn't get any charges, obviously being 11, or was it a caution?
I think I definitely got charged. I think I got a caution. Yeah. Yeah, I got a caution.
Wow.
So when you finished living in Guildford then, what was your housing arrangement after that?
Pretty soon after that, I was told I was going to Jamaica on holiday. And I packed my bags and jumped on a plane. And I arrived in Jamaica, only to be told, you're not going back. You're staying out here with us. You're a bit rough around the edges, you. And I was left there for a full year. I was in Jamaica for a year. I went to school out there. I had a cousin who was the same age as me, he's a month older. So I was staying with my aunt, my cousin, her son, and she had 2 other children. And yeah, I went to school out there. So I went to the same school as him, Premical Secondary, which was in Washington Gardens in Jamaica. Pink uniform, blue uniform. They used to do 2 shifts. Half the students go to school in the morning, half in the afternoon. Yeah.
So did that chill you out? Was that the theory that they were going to put you out there for a year and you were going to chill out a bit?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah.
No. School was brutal.
Was it?
Yeah.
They're very strict over there.
They're strict in the sense that if you act up, you're getting caned. But what they used to do with me, because I was English, they used to say that English people would come from this cold country and we've got too much ice in us. So instead of beating you, we think you should stand out on that big concrete in the sun during lunch. Hence why I'm darker at certain parts of my body. So I'd be standing in the sun, telling myself I'm getting a suntan. And that's why I used to stay where for my punishment.
Wow.
As well as getting the beating.
And how old were you at this point?
12.
Oh.
Yeah, 12.
Wow.
But school was fun. Brutal, a lot of fights, but definitely fun.
Did you make friends easy in Jamaica?
Yeah, I did, because my cousin already had a set of friends. He's my first cousin as well. So we had our own straight away. Plus I just come from England. Everybody wants to know the English kid. And I had access to money at that point. Yeah. That's what it was.
So what was the decision to bring you back to the UK?
Me screaming. I've been screaming for a year to get back to England. And my mum flew out after a year. And yeah, took me back home.
She seen how you were and thought, I'm dragging him back.
No, I think it was just, he's had long enough. He's coming back.
Long enough punishment. Yeah.
So how many years had you not lived at home now? Because you got your boarding school, you got Jamaica, but now you're back at home after so many years.
Well, when I came back, I came from Jamaica 87. 6, 8, a few, innit? 4.
So how does that feel to go back to your home after so many years?
I don't know. It was kind of cool. But when we came back, I was living at my grandmother's house. By now, I'm running wild now. I'm not. So I'm on the streets. So yeah, I'm living my own life.
So how did you get into the streets? Who introduced you?
Everyone around me was involved in the streets.
Mm.
My friends were involved in the streets. So when I came back, I obviously bumped into guys who were a few years older than myself from the area, who were the main guys in my age group and above. They gave me my nickname.
Which was Jigger.
No,
Where's my mum got that from?
the police put that in the newspapers.
Oh!
My name's Tiny, Timy.
Why is that? Oh, you have to say it, saying that.
So yeah, they gave me that nickname. That was 1987.
Because you were so short.
Yeah, I was the smallest, and I was 13, telling everybody I was 15. So I'm small for my age. Yeah.
Why did the police call you this?
Yeah.
Because I got stopped on one occasion, maybe two. They asked me my name, and I said my name was Sean Carter.
Isn't that who's that?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, yeah. Yeah.
And I used it. I said my name was Sean Collins on one occasion.
Did they take it?
Yeah, he did. Yes. From there.
Jigger.
So in the streets then, what activity are you getting involved in, like dealing drugs or doing
Early
stuff?
days, no. Early days were just a lot of street robberies. And I'm 13.
Wow.
Burglaries.
Because you're the little one, are they sending you in the window and that kind of thing?
Will be the watch
No,
out.
everyone's doing their own thing. Really, everyone's got their own work rate. Everyone's doing their own little whatever their hustle is. No one ain't really. Remember, we're young, so we don't need much. We just need money to buy clothes, maybe to buy some weed or ash, some drink to go out to raving, maybe for cab fare. You didn't need a lot. On a Saturday night, you had 60, 70 quid in your pocket. At that age, you're cool.
Really,
So this
yeah.
is really early days.
What was your introduction to the rave scene?
Acid. When it first came,
Strong.
yeah, when it first came out, and those
What was it, California Sunshine and things like that back then? Microdots. Or...
microdots.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're talking microdots.
Sean knows a bit about drugs.
Yeah, hallucinating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the early days when it first came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was there. Yeah,
What about your early ecstasy?
that'd been a bit later.
Okay.
That was Jungle days, when Jungle first started. Late 1992, early 1993.
Okay.
That's when Jungle was just gone. Astoria, Sunday Roast. It's gone off. That's the computer chip there. By now, we're stealing computer chips. First time making real bread. And going to all the raves.
How does that work, stealing computer
Yeah.
chips?
At first, we'd steal the boxes. So you just find buildings that had computers. From government buildings to hospitals to colleges to universities.
So you've worked your way up from street robbery to house burglaries to actually quite a sophisticated robbery of government property.
Burglary.
Burglary.
Yeah, but they were the commercial burglaries. That's what they were called.
Who came up with the idea?
I don't know, but there's a few guys who were a bit older than me who were on it already, making really good money from it, and it somehow came our way, and yeah, we didn't look back.
How much you get for a chip?
It depends. Before we used to keep, at the beginning we'd take the full box, so it's like 586s, 486s, and you might only get 150 to £200 a box. So let's say you get 40 boxes, you bring them to the guy, leave it with him, come back maybe 5-6 hours later and he pays you.
Is it dependent what's on the chips?
Exactly, but what he was doing, we didn't know this for years.
How do you know this?
Say nothing.
But what we didn't know, what he would do, in that period we was gone, he would take out the chips. When we come back, he'd give us back 10 of the boxes. He said, those boxes are no good. I'll pay you for these. Only later on, about 2 years down the line, he's confessed, like, look, you need to be getting the Sims now. You don't need the boxes. He gave us a static-proof bags, which the chips had to go into.
And what sort of information were on said chips?
I have no idea.
You didn't know?
They're just megabytes, aren't they? They're called Sims.
So would someone give you the information of which building to go to then perform it, that they want, like your client would say, I need you to go to this building on this day and get these chips?
That happened once or twice. If that happened, you're lucky. Someone's gonna give you a building, but we could find them ourselves. Anybody use colour, companies, you use Apple Max. Apple Max, we're getting £1,500 a box. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So, your local hospital, they wear computers. Your local college, they've all got computers. So we just went around the country from here to Manchester to Devon to Cornwall, and we just got computers, sold them, just kept it moving.
Did you get known as like the computer chip gang or something?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. They called us the Christopher Wren gang at that time. Because them old £50 notes, they used to have Christopher Wren on the back, and the guy who paid us would pay us with only £50 notes. And I remember two of my friends at the time, Sparks and Trevor, they got paid, and they put all £50 notes all around their top, on their sleeves and their socks, the window wipers hanging out the windows. They pulled up. What's all this about? They said, yeah, we're just feeling ourselves today. Like, okay. And I swear they're just dropping.
Ballers.
Weird, but yeah,
But that must have brought all the heat then.
in terms of
Cops, you know, you got a name for yourselves, they've got extra resources to try and get you.
Fashion
maybe
50s.
not. They was on us. They said it was a professional outfit, and I got arrested for handling stolen goods. Ended up getting 3 years.
Where were you when you got arrested?
You said, where was I?
Yeah.
I think I was in Northwest London, actually waiting for my guy to pay me for some computers. And I remember I stayed in an old tenant Swiss cottage the night before, and when I was waiting for this guy to come, some other guys turned up with a load of computer chips, and we ended up buying the chips off them ourselves with our own money, knowing we're going to make maybe 15 on it. Anyway, we got nicked with everything, lost that, and ended up getting birded as well.
Was it a setup?
No, it didn't happen there and then.
No.
I don't think so, no.
So what kind of charges and what were you facing on that one?
It was handling stolen goods. That's the thing about computers. It was big money but small bird. Yeah, so it was just handling stolen goods. Yeah, that was a charge. I got 3 years. I called a friend that got 2. At the Old Bailey.
Where were you held originally?
One of the locals. I think it might have been Pentonville, or I think it might have been Pentonville actually. Yeah.
And what was your lawyer telling you?
Was my lawyer telling me?
Yeah.
2 to 3. Yeah, 2 to 3.
So you got what you said. So
Yeah.
what was your first day like going in?
That wasn't my first time I ever went to prison.
Yeah.
I'm saying that wasn't. I'm saying
Oh, it wasn't? Yeah.
no.
What was the first time? Can we go back to that?
The first time I ever went to prison was after I come back from Jamaica in January, 1987. I got sentenced to 4 years DC, which was detention centre, in October 1987. And they sent me to a place called East Sutton Park, which is a female prison now. But then it was a detention centre. I hope you was recording.
You gotta keep that in, James.
Yeah, 100%. That's in the
I heard it creak and I thought it's not gonna snap. It's not
I'm
gonna
gonna go
snap.
get a chair. This is ridiculous.
Wow. We don't cut out our bloopers. Jaw-dropping story. Hope you enjoyed. Jen and I just landing square on our asses. Anyway, back to the story.
Definitely.
It was the first prison sentence, Carlin.
Yeah, I was sentenced to 4 months detention centre in 1987. and I was sent to East Sutton Park. And I had to do 2 months. Brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah.
As soon as you went in,
Yeah, it was just brutal.
what was the first day like then?
I can't remember the first day. I just remember that. I remember Captain Kitwreck. I'll never forget him. There's a guy called a prison officer called Captain Kitwreck. Because you had to have all your t-shirts and everything had to be folded like army-like. And it was like a drill. When you came from work, you might have 6 minutes to get changed, and then you got to go to the gym. So the last thing you want to do is when you get back to your room to go to the gym, you see like he's thrown like 10,000 pieces of paper that he's ripped up into the air, thrown shampoo on your floor, and thrown all your clothes all around the room. How are you gonna do that and not be late? Somehow we used to manage it most of the time. But I remember Captain Kitwreck, and I also remember we used to do a circuit every morning. Let's do 3 laps of this gym. And if you got caught cheating, they would stop the class, call you, write a big C on your back, and everybody starts again. It doesn't matter if you've done 2 laps and 3/4, or you have 1 exercise left. He's cheated, you're all starting again. You don't want to be that guy with the C on his back. And that's the main thing that I remember.
What does the C stand for?
Cheat.
It was just for cheat.
Yeah.
Wow. And so it was a dorm-like setting.
Yeah, it was a dorm-like setting.
How many of you were in the dorm?
I can't even remember. It might not even. I think it might have been single rooms actually.
Huh.
It might have been single rooms. A long time ago.
Wow. And how old are you at this point?
14, I think. I think I turned 14 in October. And I think that's when I got sentenced, October. So I think I was 14.
Wow.
Did you know people in there already?
I knew 1 or 2 guys from Orchard Lodge, Stamford House, because there's obviously you've just come into the system, so to speak. They don't really know of you. Just come from Jamaica. So when you first started getting arrested regular, at first they put you in like a secure unit, open, like Orchard Lodge. Then they might put you in Stamford House, which was over Gold Hawk Road. Then as you're still getting arrested and you're heading towards, then they start putting you in a secure unit within these places, Stamford House and Orchard Lodge. Those were the main 2 units. I think what done it is I was in Stamford House, secure unit. I was playing tennis with a guy called Bubbles from Labrador Grove. He's from Labrador Grove, and the carnival was on. And we can literally hear the calypso. And we're on this tennis court, and we're playing tennis. And we looked at this Asian guy who's got the keys. I'm saying, and we said, bro. And they was renovating next door, so they're only using half. And we already knew there's only 2 doors to open and we're on the road. And we're like, bro, he's got a car. I'm the smaller one with some Bubbles. He's Elding. I've grabbed the keys. We've opened up 1 door, ran through to all the bricks and the mortar, opened up another door. We're out. So I've come back and said, bro, doors, we're gone over the walls. And we ended up in Labrador Grove, we got away.
Wow.
And he came back after 3 days with a parcel. He's happy, he's got 2 ounces of weed or whatever he brought back. I stayed on the run for about a week. And they brought me back. I tried it again, but it didn't work. But yeah. And then after that, when I went to court, about a couple of months later, they said, yeah, you're ready, 4 months.
When you say they brought you back, how did they bring you back? How did you get
I got arrested somewhere. Once we got arrested for another crime, and you wanted just escape from that security unit.
So that was young offenders, and the next one was adults. Is that how it went?
No, that was detention centre.
Yeah. So then the next one is the adult prison, is it?
Was there? It's
No, there was
14 to adult is 18.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was that was before that was like juvenile.
Yeah.
Then after that, obviously, my next sentence was as a young adult,
Young adults.
Young offenders.
which is under 21.
Okay, gotcha.
And that was for the chips.
No, that was later for the chips. I got my next sentence was for a string of street robberies. In I think 89, and I got sentenced to a detained sentence of 5 years. Initially, we was in Feltham. In fact, we was in Latchmere House initially. That's where the juveniles used to go. We didn't used to go to Feltham. And then they opened up a wing especially for us called Nightingale in Feltham. And they moved all of us juveniles to Feltham. And put us on this new wing. It was like guinea pigs. And then from there, once I was sentenced, got my sentence, I went to Aylesbury, which was like a rough YOY. Yeah, Aylesbury, then Undercombe, DCAT, within that, and then you go home, yeah.
So, Colin, during that one then, did you get involved in any dramas that got you sent to the block or anything like that?
All the time.
All the time.
Do you know what it was on that sentence? That's my first, obviously, real sentence. But because it was detained, that's what they had to give you if you was under 18. They had to give you a sentence. It's called detained, which meant you didn't have an EDR, you only had an LDR. So if you got 2 years, you had to do 2 years or 3 years, unless you got parole. And so you couldn't lose any days. So usually the deterrent is if you do X or Y, we'll take 14 days off you. They couldn't do that to us. So what they used to do to us is give us 14 days removal from wing, 3 days block. That's 17 days. So anytime we'd get in trouble, we'd just get 17 days block. But that was pretty normal. Yeah.
What sort of trouble was it?
It could be anything from fighting to might find a weapon. Anything.
Does gang culture from the streets, was the rivalries inside the prison from the streets?
At that stage, not really. Not for myself anyway. Remember I'm about 15 at that stage. I suppose fortunately the guys who were running the prison I was friends with. So there's a lot, don't get me wrong, Aylesbury was wild, people getting slashed, and that's where the lifers are. All the juvenile lifers doing life. They're all in Aylesbury, so it's, do you get it? But yeah, I didn't really get into too much. Don't get me wrong, I'm saying that I was fighting all the time. Yeah.
So what was your plan for when you got out of that one?
What was my plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, life plan. Did you think you were going to stay off the streets, or did you think you were going to? No.
Nah, I just thought I was gonna come home and make some money, man. That's all I was really interested in. I was just really interested in coming home and making some money. I was thinking the other day, because one of my close pals back then, or for the later stages, a guy called Dean Wilson. And I was thinking the other day, I was telling a few stories, I'm like, I've kind of erased him from history. I put all these old stories out and I haven't mentioned his name not even once. And that's my right hand man. That's because I was angry with him about something. I just erased him. And some other day I was speaking to someone that goes, wow, what's happening with Dean? What? I went, whoa. And I realised Dean was from Deptford. And he was in Aylesbury. He was doing 5 years for drug trafficking. Not drug trafficking, for shotting, selling Class A. But he was the same age as me. So while we was on the road doing robberies, he was working with the yardies who were controlling our estates. So he would hide their drugs and their guns and whatever, and maybe get 1 day for the week where he could shop. So he might earn 1,500, 200, 2 grand on his day, as well as what else he can hide or steal. So when I met him I know him from the streets, but obviously we wasn't in the same circle. So I met him in Ellsbury, obviously we're speaking and we're bonding. And yeah, a few of hooking up when we got on the roads, which eventually we did.
What did that lead to?
That led to the reforming and launch of GB Ghetto Boys. There was gangs before us from the area. Some refer to themselves as Ghetto Man them, some refer to themselves as Lucian Boys, whatever. We came on and we just relaunched. And yeah, that's how it went.
And how did you structure this gang?
There wasn't really too much structure in terms of, obviously we got me and Dean were the main guys, and we had a load of youngers. When I initially came out, they was under the wing of someone else from another area, some guy called Bucky. I've been hearing about him while I was in jail. He's got your youngers, and I don't even know these guys at this time. I know their parents or their uncles or their brothers. I'm hearing he's got these youngers and they're earning millions of pounds. Everything's inflated. He's from Peckham, that's disrespect, you know, from Deptford. So we're coming out the gates like this, muscle, been training for 4 years. Let us at this fucker, where is he? So come out, just looking for Bucky and the youngers. And with one of their dads, actually, he's like, I can find them, don't worry, I know where they are. And bumped into them. So I approach him saying, what's going on, bro? You're from Peckham, they're from Deptford. What's good? He didn't fold, he was stand up. So I said, look, I want you one easy life, innit? Give me a seat around the table and we just let it. And he gave me a seat around the table. And,
easy as that?
As easy as that. And yeah, it was a happy family for a while, making a lot of money with him. He was just more of an opportunist kind of guy, but very lucky. Anything he touched turned gold. If he was here now, at that time, he'd go downstairs with 2 of the kids, come back in an hour's time, with wherever the safe is here, I don't know where it is. He would find his safe, find the office with the keys for the safe, and come back here with 50 grand and say, look, we gotta go now. He done that all the time on a daily, just magic. Anything he touched turned to gold, you know, like that? That was Bucky, but then yeah, after I think 2 or 3 months, he got kind of pushed the curb, and then we just had control of our own youngers and just started to do our own thing. Was when the computer chip era really kicked in. That's what I brought to the table in terms of, I was good at it. I could get the youngers cars, which they didn't have access to, because I was older. I knew more guys and females who had licenses who could hire a rental out, give them the money. Do you get where I'm coming from? Mm-hmm. And that's how we started to build our brand in terms of making money, the best clothes in the raves, jungles kicking off. We don't repeat our clothes when we wear it once. That kind of thing going on.
Mm. Who did the Ghetto Boys have beefs with? What were the gangs that we made rivals?
Historically, they had beefs with Brixton and Peckham. Those were the mainstream beefs. But I feel like when I came out, because me and Bucky were friends for a period of time, he was Peckham, so there was no, do you get it? So while my youngers may have had 1 or 2 incidents, it was of nothing of violence. There was no time they ever came to me or I felt we had to go to Peckham to revenge something, do you get it? And I feel like most of the beefs that did take place with these Peckham boys or these Brixton boys was all on my own. And a guy saying to me the other day, that a guy was saying to me like, you wasn't really pushing no guns on your youngers. You didn't have them running around firing. You was doing everything yourself. So all the beefs I did have like, with North Peckham Estate, it was on my own. Brixton, the 28's boss, who's one of the biggest gangs in London at the time, their boss was up Arthur Penny. Again, I went through him on my own. So it was why there was never really area beefs under my watch. Do you get it? Because no one was coming back. If you're coming back, then it's different. You're coming back, then it's gonna get messy. We've got to start getting ready for these guys, but they didn't want it.
Sometimes there's like an arms race between the gangs. So were you vulnerable because you weren't pushing guns on the youngsters?
Yeah.
Or did you think that you could just stand as yourself and get the threats eliminated?
Yeah, I'm not sure I really analysed it like that. As long as I had guns and I felt invincible.
So one-man army.
Yeah, I felt invincible. And I was reckless. I would shoot you anywhere. And I had a reputation as that guy who would just jump out anywhere and just smoke you.
Could we talk about your reputation today? Because I have read an article about some of the stuff you used to do when you go into people's homes. Are we able to talk about that?
We can.
Okay.
As long as it's not connected to my case, because obviously I don't want to really speak about anything that's going to drag up old situations that's going to make my victims from my crimes uncomfortable.
Okay, because we won't.
Rather than say any victims or specific incidences, then maybe
The
just
actions,
generalise.
yeah.
You know, the kind of
So
tactics.
to torture tactics, I like that one. So to torture victims, and there's no judgment here, as you passed. You've been known to use boiling water, body parts, threatened body parts, to cut them off, including down there. Pistol whipping, and among other things. I mean, at what age triggered you to think boiling water, pouring it over boiling water over someone was a good torture method?
As far as boiling water is concerned, I wasn't really there. In fact, I wasn't there when that took place. My co-defendant. As far as the other torture methods that we used and I used, I explored that. SCP, they're like, why would you threaten to cut off someone's dick?
Yeah, talk me through that. Were they kiddie fiddlers or something, or?
No, they had information regarding drugs and money, and by doing the SCP self-change program course, they're like, why? I'm like, well, I knew they'd give up the information.
And they did.
But they was like, yeah, but the psychologist on the course like, that's not enough. What made you? And I could analyse it, and then I was able to break it down into one short. I put myself in their shoes. If someone held a knife to my private parts and asked me for information, I would tell them what they want to know. And that's the reason why I used that torture method to get information from people who owed money or, yeah.
It's not like a big toe. Sorry.
No.
Just a big toe.
But yeah, so that's how we was able to really narrow it down. It ain't just you want to scare the life out of them. That wasn't enough. Those courses, they're very intense. But that's what it come down to. The real crux of it was, if someone done that to me, then I would give them the information. And that just stops all the pussyfooting around. That was my mindset then. I don't know nothing. I don't know where he is. I ain't got his number. Yeah, it's just a waste of time.
This podcast is sponsored by Harry's. Harry's is way more than a super sharp razor company. They're here to revamp your whole routine, from close shaves and flake-free hair, all the way to clear, healthy skin. Harry's helps guys feel great. For this sponsorship, Harry's is offering a free, travel-sized shower gel with a trial set to you, the viewers, to give you a chance to try their other products as well as shave. Please make sure to support this podcast and give your own shower shave a go by redeeming a free Harry's trial set. All you cover is £3.95 for delivery. Just head to harrys.com/Shaun, SHAUN, to have your set delivered and start a shave plan. Your freebie will be added at checkout. That's harrys.com/Shaun, SHAUN. Thank you for supporting Harry's. Link is in the description box below this video.
And how many times roughly would you say you did that?
5 or 6. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And it all gave information. Yeah. Would you?
I'm protecting my man parts at all costs in this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So we've interviewed a lot of ex-cops, like ex-drug cops and stuff like that, and they say this is kind of a function of drug policy by the government, because the black market created by the drug laws, the gangs have got to have more. The gang with the most violent reputation is going to dominate the market and make the most money. So there's an arms race between the gang members to have the most fierce reputation. And if the drugs were legal, then a lot of this, would be eliminated. Do you think that's an accurate statement, what these cops have been telling us?
It seems to make sense. Not that I personally was breaking it down like that or looking at it like that. Yeah, for me, it's just about staying alive, bro. Just staying alive and making as much money as possible.
So talking about the pistol whipping incident, that's obviously the case, I won't name it, that I read. What happened for you to go in there? Was it just a burglary, robbery?
Yeah, money was owed.
Right.
I'm not going too deep, and and I went on a wild chase to track down who I believe needed to be tracked down. But yeah, I think because then I had that mindset of anyone involved in the drug game is fair game. That's my motto then. You're involved in drugs, guns come with it, and you can lose your life. That's the game we're playing. We're batting at the highest order.
Which gives an important message for young people, because they only see the glamorous side, don't they?
Well, that's what I said the other day in something I put out there, but you got to scratch the surface. It looks glamorous. You may narrate it, and in a book it sounds glamorous. The clothes might look glamorous, the money might look glamorous, but it's not glamorous.
And it all goes when you get nicked.
It all goes when you get nicked.
Because that young person could end up with someone, doing those tactics, showing up at their house, couldn't they?
Because there's no rules. And it's even worse now. So yeah, they definitely have to be mindful of that. And that's one of the reasons why in my authentic stories, I'm giving to them so raw. Because I want them to understand what's really going on without it being sugar-coated. Do you get it? Don't think it's been glamour. Not glamour. This is what it is, though. Do you get it?
So now we can get on to your...
One more thing then. So I interviewed some mafia guys, and there's like a parallel with what you said. They said, one of them has been in the military. I joined the military, I'm a killer. I could kill or be killed. If I'm in the mafia, everyone knows who's signing up for the mafia, kill or be killed. Did you feel some of that?
Did I feel like kill or be killed?
Yeah, because of the London gangland. You were in the heart of London gangland. It's kill or be killed. You've got to do what you've got to do to survive, versus these competitors who could possibly come and try and rob you or kill you.
It's that mentality. It's like, for me, I remember from the early days when I first started getting involved in guns and started getting involved, because I was known, it's not really out there yet on these good stories. I was known as the stick-up kid. I used to just hunt the guys with the drugs and wrap them up. You get it? That's what I was known for. I was known with that guy. Yeah, I'd sleep outside your house for days. I'd be in your bin. I'd roll out from underneath your bed. I was on job. That's what I was known for. So when you put that means I'm good at finding people. So when you marry those two things together, and then everyone's saying I'm gonna die tomorrow. So I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna die tomorrow. Today's gonna be my last day, right? So today's gonna be my last day. I'm gonna be the coldest motherfucker alive for today, because it's my last day. And that's how I used to leave my house every day. Do you get it? I'm on the road with guns.
Were you off the drugs to keep your wits about you?
I used to smoke weed, but I tend not to smoke it in the day. It slows you down, do you get it? But yeah, and for a while, it was that mold. It was, today's gonna be the last day, so.
What about people coming to try and do tactics on you? Did you get any close scrapes with people?
Yeah, you do. You do.
While hiding in their bins.
Could you give us some stories of close shaves?
There was guys before me on the block, yeah, who obviously had their reputations. And there's one guy called Sean, Sean Bob, who had a reputation as a knockout specialist. He's more from Brixton, but he's over our way, knocking out everyone for a longer time. He's got about 2 years older than me, whatnot. And then what happened? We was in the MR2. It was my MR2, but it was in my uncle's name. And we got stopped in Brixton, firearms police, don't move. All of that stuff, yeah. We've been nicked, and they found a 38 with distinctive gold barrels gold, under the passenger driver's seat. So we get nicked, no comment, but he's told me he's got no comment. We've been remanded in custody. They used to have all-star committals at that point. So we came back 6 weeks later, had an all-star committal, and they let us both out.
So you guys got nicked, there was guns, there was the 38 with the gold.
Gold barrel. So they found this 38 with the gold barrel. And we've been nicked. Car's in my uncle's name. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. No comment. Not my car. Not my car. Yeah? He's got no comment too. So they had all-star committals at that point. And by the time we come back 6 weeks later, do the all-star committal, they've let us out. And they've on the way out, they've given us a copy of the interviews. So I've got in my girl's car, put in his interview, and all I can hear is, listen, God gave us all common sense. He's got his fingers shot off, he's got bullet holes in his car, he's the most feared gangster in South London. Common sense should tell you whose gun it is. I'm not pointing no fingers, just using common sense.
Wow.
I'm listening to this, I'm like, whoa. Common sense, that's all he kept saying. God gave us all common sense. I was like, cool.
How did you feel hearing that from your friends? Apart from anger, obviously.
Yeah, just anger, man. Just like, yeah. Your time's up, guys. You get that kind of Do you get it? And then what's happened is he's come out and he started to hang about with some ops. Ops I had a set of guys who I had believed of property previously. They had a lot of money, this firm. So he's got a big car. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, he's Gabrielle, the singer's brother. They got the same mother, same father. I've known him from before she blew.
Gabrielle, out of reach?
Yeah, Rise.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah. Same father, same mother. That was his thing before my sister's in the studio, 87. She's gonna blow, and she did blow, whatever. But anyway, so he's there, and he come out of jail, and she bought him a car, she bought him a new convertible. He's around these guys, and he's got big guns, he's talking hard on the road, I'm gonna blow off Tiny's head, and woo, and the streets are loving it. There's a Challenger, they like all this, sitting on the sidelines, woo, all that nonsense going on, you know, like that. I'm saying cool, but he's smoking drugs. So give him a month. He's gone down from the Mac 10, now he's got a 38. He ain't talking so loud. Give him another month. That convertible's gone, it's a hard top. Now he's got a 9mm, and he's got a 2.5, and he ain't got no gun. Yeah, he's gone back to his level, innit? I pulled up on him. He's like, "You're the greatest!" He always used to do this. I spoke to this guy recently, and it's the same, like maybe 2 months ago. First one I spoke to him in over 20 years. Sean, "You're the greatest! No one does it like you! There's not a man in South London who can talk to you, you're the king!" All that stuff, he's forgot. Like, we're supposed to gonna kill each other for the
Because he's been
last...
smoking so much, it's fucking gone.
He's trying to forget this. And he's like, "Yeah, my landlord lives on this road, I wanna go down there and get my stuff. He's taking a piss out of me, woo. I said, "Right, come, let's go." So we followed on that road, pulled up at his landlord's, on his house, where he lived in the house. I think he rented a room or something. And going up the stairs into these flats. He's knocked the door. The landlord's opened the door. "What do you want?" "You can't get me out my stuff." And he's looked, but it's popped it. "Yeah, I'm sure." I think, "You forgot." "I ain't forgot, bro." He's baffled. He's like, "What?" The landlord's baffled. "What the fuck's going on here? You just brought this guy to my doorstep, and now he's got you at gunpoint." I said, yeah, strip Nate. Yeah, quickly. And he's running down the street, dick swinging.
Sorry.
That was the end of his career. One of the contenders. But with all fair, we spoke after that. That was the end of, because he wasn't in the same, and I was still on the move. You get me? But I spoke to him recently on a FaceTime. Someone just bumped into him who I deal with, and he was this. I don't know where they were. They were somewhere like Wolverhampton or something, and he kept FaceTiming me. This person I deal with, he goes, "I got someone who wants to talk to us." "Who?" And he come on, he's bare, feel great. He's like, "The greatest, what? Our lives will always be connected." And yeah, that was him.
Were you nice to him this time?
Yeah, we had a combo, but I think he forgot about common sense. So yeah, I just use common sense and keep.
Well, did he know you knew about the videotape, or did you keep that under wraps until you seen him that time? I mean, we went down the street.
Yeah, it was out. I told you.
It was out there. Yeah.
It wasn't.
That's what I was going to say. Was in a held.
Yeah, it was definitely out there. There was that. Then obviously as I said in one of my audios, I think the most fierce rivalry for me at that time was with the 28's boss, Arthur Penny. R.I.P.
Half a penny.
Yeah, Arthur Penny.
Not like 50 cent, it's half a penny. Yeah.
It's Arthur Penny.
Sorry.
Ruthless.
Okay.
I first met him in Aylesbury. He's the creme of the creme for badness in Brixton. Animal. And And so I met him in Ellsbury, and we all came home around the same time, late 92, early 93. And he had his gang, the 28s. He had the younger 28s around him. And a couple of them I'm related to. One of my first cousins was around him, and two of my stepbrothers was also around him. And we fell out over, basically, we were supposed to do a move together. He fucked it up. Because he fucked it up, there was a knife in the car, and when he would have the knife, he'd be talking to artists, and when I had the knife, vice versa. But fast forward, the beef's on now. He's saying he burnt out my car. I had to run off. And I think that was the day when I decided no man is ever violating ever again. And yeah, by going too much into that, his door came off that same day. And it's out there. All his jewels got taken. And the war was on. And it was a sticky one. You had to watch out for this guy, because this guy catches you like slipping. He ain't playing no games with you. He's savage. Do you get? But I was kind of saved because I had family members around him. He's saying to them, "Where's his baby mother live?" Yeah, I know he lives with her. Give it, but they're not giving it up though.
Giving false information.
They're like, can't give you that, which they can't. Where is it? If I was someone else, and they knew that information, they would have gave it up. And we just basically, over a period of years, in jail and on the road, we was at war. I think we had a few little incidents in the hideout. I met him in the hideout, he's on crutches with a broken foot. He's like, "Yeah, we're family, bro. Your brothers are around me. Your cousins are around me. Why are we warring?" And I bought it. I should have fucked him up. That's what I thought. That's what I thought at the time. It was all nonsense. Yeah, but he's got a broken foot. Do you understand? Yeah. Next time I met him and he didn't have a broken foot, he wasn't talking like that. Then I remember when I first went to Long Lartin. I'm sitting in just been brought into the wing, sitting in a little room like this, with one of the guys who gives you the introduction to the wing. You've just got your tea bags, your pillow stuff. Who walks past the door, half a penny. He just went, "Ha ha ha." That's all he done, is laughed and walked back past.
Have you ever felt intimidated by him?
Not intimidated. Right now, I'm thinking,
how am I going to get to him?
I could be in trouble here. Yeah, it's on, like that. Not intimidating, not trying to be intimidated. This is beef at the highest level. You could die today. This ain't no average gangster. This guy, if he pokes you, he might poke you up 50, 60 times. And normal for this dude.
What precautions did you take when you saw him walk past?
When he's walked past, he's on the same wing, we're on the wing. So we're on the same wing together, it's not, yeah? Anyway, I've come out the room and he's come, he's like, "Me you talk, man." He's like, "Listen, I got 15 man here right now with the biggest shanks, ready to dig you up. Yeah? And when the cell door shut, 15 man ready. Yeah? You took all my jewels, run back my jewels. Yeah, you got to run back the money for the jewels. Whoa. You remember when he had a broken leg? I'm like, "Bro, I ain't slept a night since I took your jewels. You deserve to get all that back. How much you want, big man?" He's like, "I want $2,000 or whatever it is." I said, bro, light work, just give me an address, I'll get it posted there. He's like, yeah, bro, go. Family thing, boy, supposed to just run back the money and everything's good. I said, bro, I ain't giving him fuck all, I'm buying time, yeah. So I've got this. Yeah, so I've got this details. I need a shank, I've just got on the wing, so now I'm trying to get a shank, but I'm gonna keep it low, because if he hears or the wrong person hears, I'm trying to get a shank. Yeah? This white guy, I can't remember who it was, but this white guy who worked in the shops, because they actually had the metal shops where you got the metal zzz, zzz. So they're coming back with shanks like this that are sharper than anything you can ever imagine. So I'm saying to this guy, £100, bro, get me a shank. He goes, it's gonna take 2-3 days. I said, £200, bro, get me a shank. $250, bro, I want it tomorrow. I want it now, I want it yesterday. He said, I'm on it. He's on it. Remember, we've got Penny wanting his money. Yeah, and then
Half a penny.
half a penny. After the second day, he's gone on the phone, he's checking. So this money's there, I'm over there, I ain't got the shank yet. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's taking too long. Penny's checking to see if the money's landed, because I've said it's been posted. That the guy called me. Oh, lad, give me a shank about that big. Sharp. The handle. Put that in. Feel a bit better now. You get me? It's a penny off the phone. That ain't no money. I ain't getting no money, bro. Suck your mother. Look. So he popped off his thing. A man's covered the camera. Next man covered the camera. We're going to do a sword fight. No one ain't getting too close. Because the camera's been covered. The bell's gone. The screws all come running. So I'm there. Everyone's kind of, they fucked off. And Penny's gone into the kitchen. He had oil already boiling. Ooh. So his plan was, the money's there, I'm still gonna fuck you up. So he had the oil, like 20 tubs of stalk. So he's gone for the stalk. And how did it go? He went for the stalk, went for the, and he's trying to get to me to bun me down, and I've had to swerve around that way, and he can't really get to me, but he wants to burn me up. And I think that ended with us saying, let's go to the freeze and just have it out. Who dies, dies. That's how we're talking. Whoever dies, dead's dead. Let's just have it out. So we're going to the freeze. And I turned and I tried to get him on a sly one. And that was the end of that, really. Because he ended up he got killed a few days later when he went home.
Oh my goodness! What? Holy shit!
Yeah, he got stabbed by just some random guy on his estate, but he was heavily hooked on drugs, I believe. I think he was taking heroin. A lot of guys do their bird like that. You get it. Yeah, I think he kind of got hooked on the hard stuff. He didn't have what he's supposed to have. He wasn't the same guy as he was. Come on, the young guy, they don't know him. He tried to take a liberty, they've stabbed him, he's dead.
But the times when you got stabbed?
I got stabbed on 2 occasions in jail.
What caused them?
The first time I got stopped once on the road, which was random. Some 60-year-old man cut me.
What?
Yeah, it was it was a bank holiday weekend, I'll never forget. I pulled up outside the barber shop. I saw one of my friends in the barber chair, and the seat next to him was free. So I pulled up outside. This is my block. Jumped in the seat next to him. I'm talking to my guy. This old guy's like, you can't sit in that seat, bro. I'm not even acknowledging this guy. We're just having a conversation. He's like, bro, you've got to get out of that seat. You can't sit in the seat. I'm not even listening to him. I'm not even acknowledging him. So where are we going tonight, bro? What's going on? Okay. And then when I got finished my conversation, I was walking out and he just cut me in my back. Right as I got to the door with a standing, you know, the cutthroats, on my back, and locked the door. So I was out around the corner, not too far, got a brick, smashed out the window, and I'm getting out this glass to go and get this guy, innit? And then the police just turn up. And then he's come out and it's like, yeah, lock him up. I'm saying, bro, look, criminal damage, GPH. It's just let it be, innit? No! I'm saying, bro, you don't even own the shop. And ironically, the person who owns the shop is my pal's granddad. So the only person who can press charges for criminal damage is the person who owns the shop. You can't do that. So let me go, bro, and I'll let you go. No, lock him up. I got nicked anyway.
Oh no.
Pissed out a warrant for me. It's bank holiday weekend.
So you weren't getting out till Tuesday?
Till Tuesday. I got one phone call. Who I called? I called my pal. His granddad owns the shop. Told him what's happened. He's like, alright, sweet, no worries. Got took to Arlo. I didn't get out till the Tuesday. Pissed. Then the next time I got cut was HMP Lumlarton. Bare beefs are going on. It's Ramadan. Everyone's fasting. Everyone's Muslim. There's a lot of strategies going on, and people are Muslim for all different reasons. Everyone's pretending to be religious. It's all bollocks. Yeah, it's just for their own. Everyone's got their own reasons. Do you get it? But I'm in there as well with the bollocks. Got my robe on and all praying and whatever. It's funny times. We're all praying, and I was in the kitchen, and this guy's come from behind. He's cut me hair. Is it hair?
Oh, I can't lean forward too much.
This one.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah. Cut me in my face. He's bolted. I've caught him within 4 steps. I've got him. Bam, 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 bam. And he's dropped the strap. I got him by his trousers. I picked the knife up, but it's a razor. But it's broken. There's nothing left of it. It's actually broken off. I've let my man go. He's bolted. Chuck that. I picked up this pot. The guy's gone into a cell. And I'm saying to the brothers, get the door open. Because he's broke the rules. We're all Muslim. We're all praying. It's Ramadan. He can't attack another brother. That's against the deen. Did you get it? And they quickly said, you're right. Told him, yeah, give him 5 minutes. Yeah, Tiny's gone, bro. Yeah, they took him off. Got the door off. I'm in there. It's me and one guy in there. Granty. In the cell. So I'm licking up this guy, and then Granty hit him with his pot, and I stopped. I said, no, don't hit this guy. Stay out of this. I don't want this guy to tell people that he cut me, and then we came and rushed him. No. You cut me and I got you. Don't touch this guy. Stay out of this. I'm fucking him up with this pot. And he's screaming. I'm like, yo, bro. Same voice tone. I'm like, look, you cut me, you know? I didn't scream. I held in it. Like, hold your thing. Nah, mash. Yeah. I'm like, bro. What's the noise? You fear Allah, you don't fear nobody else. Shh. Look what you done, bro. Look. Fucking him up. Do you get it? After about 20 minutes, screws have come.
20-minute beating?
Yeah, it was long. After the screws have come, whatever, I've gone healthcare, whatever, I got butterfly stitches or whatever they was called. I'm already thinking about tomorrow. Where did it come from? I don't even know this guy. Hear me? Where did it come from? Has it come from the West London boys? Has it come from somewhere a bit closer? Do you get it? It's definitely a hit. Do you get it?
What happened to the guy you attacked?
He's in the block now, innit? After that day, we
After you beat him, did he go to hospital?
just healthcare, like out where I went.
Yeah. He wasn't drinking out of a straw or something?
No, he didn't get it out. He's supposed to get it. I'm happy I didn't have a knife. Do you get me? But what's happened now is, and I was mindful of that as well. And I was mindful because I was thinking it was connected to some other people who was in the jail. That's who we really wanted. You get me? This is a full soldier, so we can violate him and fuck him up and whatnot. But we don't want to do it too bad where we don't see the wing again. We can't get revenge. So that night they locked us in the healthcare, and you know they got them. You know them iron. You know they got the towels over the iron bars.
Yeah.
Might have been the room there. The iron bars and towel goes over it.
Towel rail.
Yeah, I pulled that off the wall. In the healthcare. Open the window. I'm sharpening that. It's a big thing. I'm sharpening that on the wall. It's from 2 o'clock in the morning, sharpening, thinking tomorrow I'm gonna hit the landings or hit the corridors. I gotta have something in it. So I made that super tight. In the morning, the security guard, the number 1 governor's come to see me. They said, what's good? I said, look, I don't want to press charges. I don't want to sue you. I just want to go back to my cell. Let's look at each other. So shook my hand. They love violence. I'm telling you, they love violence, them dispersals. Most prisons would just separate you. No, anyway, so that was about 10:30. At about 11:30, movements. I hit the corridors. Because that was the first time after I've been in about 10 years, that's the first time I've been hit. You get me? And there was a lot of hype over my name, and I had a lot of enemies, and man want to get me, and whoa, 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 whoa. So when I finally have got, it's a big deal, do you get it? So I've hit the corridors, they're like, what's going on? And whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm thinking it's, and then someone pulled me and said, no, it's not him. It's connected to him. It's connected to a guy called Chaos, who's the head of the Muslims in jail. Do you get it?
Oh, we've heard about Chaos.
It sounds like it's chaos,
Yeah, we've heard.
Yeah, it's connected to my man. And it went back to when I was on the unit with Tyson, we was next door to each other. Like I said, we used to go to school. But when I got remanded, put on the unit, he got nicked for his case. They put him next to me. So I was there with him on his case, and they wanted to get him on the cop murder. And they called that Operation Refresher. Anyway, he had a couple of incidents with Chaos. With Chaos snitched, where he rode on Chaos and smoked the passenger. Yeah, curtains, good night kind of thing. And there was a couple other incidents where there was like an incident where where Chaos shot JB through the sunroof. They was like, sweet. My eyes fucked, my heel up, they healed up. Then they called him, shot him. He went to station and wrote a statement and got the guy nicked. So when I'm reading these statements, I'm like, okay, he's a snitch, cool. So a couple of people have asked me about this guy. I'm saying, yeah, it's a snitch. So he was carrying feelings over that, which I didn't know about. Do you get it? So I'm like, yeah, alright, cool. But it's one of the West London guys who I fucked with actually pulled my coat and said, yo, it's connected to my man, do you get it? I was like, alright, sweet. And then that was it. And then I got caught slipping one other time. Very fortunate in Gartree. Bizarre situation. I've never really told the full story, but basically, I'm in HMP Whitemore, and a man comes to me, he's like, yo, you see that nurse there? She's bringing tobacco for my man. Yeah? I'm like, yeah, she's bringing tobacco for my man. So I'm saying, well, ain't she bringing no parcels? He's like, nah, she only bringing tobacco for him, innit? I'm saying, yeah? How long's this been going on? They're like, about 3-4 months. Okay. Anyway, the next day his cell's on fire. Yeah. And I watched, because his cell's on fire. I'm not on that spur, I'm on the opposite spur. His cell's on fire. They put the fire out. But because his cell's been set alight, he's got to be moved off that wing for his own safety. He can't stay on that wing. So they shipped him off and I watched them moving him off and she's with him. She's popped up saying, yeah, cool, I see you too. And then I moved on to that spur the following day. They painted the cell all fresh again. I introduced myself to this nurse because she loved the landing. Asked her if she liked the perks of the job. She said that she did. I swear to you, I kid you not. I kid you not. And,
Is that what you'd hint it in there? You'd be like, do you like the perks of your job?
I generally used that line because she was around big guys on the landing and they all, you get me? And I'm just whispering, it looks like you like the perks of the job, but you deserve them, you're fire. Do you get it? And then bam, I said, come see me in it. And so boom, boom, boom. And then she comes see me in the afternoon. And I already knew I could take a risk because obviously I already know she's trafficking. So she's not really watching the rule book. And you've arrived at my cell. I was speaking to you this morning. I've already written like a 4-page letter talking bare shit, but I'm good with words. So I've given her the letter and she's come. I'm there on the bed and she's reading this letter. And it's, from page 2 to 4, it says filth.
What?
Yeah.
Was it a love letter, but very crude?
From page 2 to 4, it says filth. Yeah. Written by a writer. Yeah, it's all dramatic.
Romeo and Juliet.
No,
But
filth.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. And then what's happened is I've moved cells. I got someone, a guy who was on the ones.
We're going to go back. So what happened between you and her in that room?
Second.
With the nurse. So you wrote her the letter. What happens next?
No, nothing happens there.
No, it's just a...
But I'm in, yeah? So what's happened now is, I'm in ex-guys, or that guy's. So what's happened now is I paid someone on the ones, the guy who's in the ones, I'm on the threes, in the corner cell. I paid that guy to move cells with me now. So now I'm in a fresh cell. I got a stepbrother who's on the wing as well. He's a cleaner. I've got the guy who's just been moved off, who's got burnt out. I've got his job. Just like I've got his job, I've got his home, and I've got his girl. Do you get it? There's a lot going on. Political. He's going to see this and say, oh my God, you bastard. But, and
you can come on and tell your story if you want.
yeah. And then, I moved to the ones. And then it was all good. It was rock and roll where we're going in, we're having sex, but I'm paranoid because I've seen a lot of guys have sex with staff and they either scream rape when it comes on top or say that it was intimidating when it come on top. So what I done, they had these boxes that were called, that education used to give you. It was a double tape thing that a lot of guys had on the wing. It's this big, long leads. And I had one of them under the bed. I got the wire under my carpet and under the sink was the socket. So I'm recording. Everything that's happening is all getting recorded and I'm sending it out to my lawyer via someone else, making sure I'm covered. Do you get it? So this is going on.
You didn't think of that, did
I've
you?
never heard this one before. this is original.
this has been going on for 3, 4, 5 months. Yeah. And then, but there's a lot of jealousy because there's phones about, there's Zankos flying about. There's more weed than usual that's flying about. Then what's happened is the doors come off. Well, this chick though, she come in and she's like, who's that on the wall? Why is she on the wall? Take her down. Yeah, all that stuff. It's not no chicks on the wall because she's the chick, right? Why have you got other girls on the wall?
Was it
all
your
that
girlfriend on the outside and you just couldn't have it?
Outside? I don't want to go outside. I want to go
Well,
inside.
you've been sentenced to 20 years.
Yeah, inside. Inside. What do you want to go outside for? You want to go inside, right?
Ah, no, I thought you meant it was someone on the outside, but obviously
Yeah, the
it's a
picture of somebody from the outside.
Yeah, the
like a celebrity or something.
No, I had pictures of my girls that.
Your girls, I love that.
But the girl inside is saying,
Take
Are
him
you
down,
single
of course
now?
she is.
That's her territory now.
yeah. So took them down. But there was another guy from Birmingham. I'm not going to call his name. But let's call him. Whatever, bro, man. Yeah, there's another guy. Anyway, early days, a couple of times I saw her go talk to him. You get me? And I called her. I said, "Yeah, forget all of that. You can't be going from air and going talking to these guys. Yeah, that's all." So she dropped him out. He's fuming. That time I see him peeping over. Do you get me? He knows I've shut down his dance. Do you get it?
So now he's scheming.
Yeah, he's scheming, angry. And then there was a little drama separate to that. Fast forward now, there was a drama with me, my stepbrother, and these guys. Didn't really amount to anything. Fast forward a couple of years, we're now out of the Cat A system and we're in the Cat 8B system in Gartree. And this guy's already there. The one that she used to go and see, and I stopped. And I got there, he's like, yeah, peace, bro. B Cat now, C Cat next, D Cat home. Leave that behind us. Whoa, 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 whoa. The guys around me are saying, fuck that. Yeah, put a glam on him, bro. Let them fuck him up and get rid of him. Don't take no chances. But I got the Pro Bowl saying, why is there always violence around you? You're keeping your hands clean, but people keep getting done in.
Could be like the man with the broken foot though, couldn't it?
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, they're watching all this. Let him slide, bro. Leave it in it. That was a bad mistake. Anyway, fast forward now. A hit got put on me. Someone else.
In Garston.
Huh?
In Garston, did you say?
Gartree.
Gartree.
Yeah, HMP Gartree. It's alive for jail.
The hit got put out.
Yeah, a contract got put on me. For it was jealousy. There's a lot of stuff going on in the building. Bit of jealousy. The hitters come. Die! Yeah.
Where were you at that point?
I was on my way to a visit. I think the tactic, I think the plan that they put together is visit. He ain't gonna have a shank. Do you get it? Get him on. He's going for a visit. Do you get it? I think that's what they. But the guy got to throw one punch. I think he cut my brow or cut my eye or whatever. Fuming, bare screws. Whoa, only one blow. Bugging. On the wing. And we're like, yo. I'm like, you catch this fool quickly, do you get it? I'm in a bunker in my cell. Coming out for a soch. Me and the inner circle, 2-3 guys, we're in the cell while the hitters are out. Because every wing gets association at the same time at night time. So you're going out into the big fields. So we're in the bunker and the wings, we're not even going outside. We've got hitters out there looking for this guy. This, you get it? Wife's on the phone, and you got him yet? Oh, I can't. They're on it. 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. And they fucking got him. Nah, they got him. 7th day back. They come back here, they got him.
How'd they get him?
They just got him on the yard. Yeah, this.
What did they do to him?
Yeah, they just dealt with him properly, innit? So that was a relief. So yes, got a W.
For 5 minutes.
Yeah. Then
But then you have to trace where that came from.
you really know where it come from. Then the guy has moved on to Arwing, the guy from Long Up, with the girl, yeah? He's now moved, yeah? Let's just call him Tony, yeah? Tony's now been moved on to my wing. Man, I like, mash him up. He's still screaming, I'm a Christian now, do you get it? I left him again. Fucked up. So he's on my wing on a different floor. And then I'm going on a visit. And I got King Cat with me. I call him King Cat. He's the king of the cats. His his bread's long. Yeah, he's the king of the cats. He's that guy who can spend £300-400 a day and not blink. Do you get it? He's king of the cats, yeah? So, got him with me and someone else with me. King Cat's got my shank. So we've gone out in the corridor to the visits. Remember I got ambushed last time by this one guy? Now I got my shank with me. Get to the door, give him my shank. Screw lets us all through, go on our visits. They stay there. Go through the next door, forecourt, visits. Come back through. King Cat's waiting for me, my shank, got my shank back. I'm in the corridors again. Another guy comes and said, yeah, they're searching on the wings. So he takes my shank and he puts it in his shoe. We walk through the security onto the wing, give me back my shank. Going up the first set of stairs, get to the second set of stairs where my landing is. I see this guy is like 6'6", built like an ox. You should do bear taekwondo and all that bend moves thing. That's what he does for these, you know, like that. All day upstairs, that's all he's doing on mattresses. I see him dressed in prison clothing. I've never seen you dressed in prison clothing before. Then I saw one next guy, bam, then they're coming at me, bam, then my shanks are, bam. Big struggles going on. Stabbed in my leg once, stabbed in my leg twice, stabbed in that leg maybe once, stabbed in my back once. My man's on me. I'm like, King Cat, put in some fucking work. King Cat has gone, bang, kicked him in his face. He's bolted. He's bolted and others are bolted with him, do you get it?
Yeah.
Gone into King Cat's cell. They want no deep, the stabs. They want stabs, but I thought I had to go to hospital or so yeah, the whole wing's gone nuts now, what's going on? Plus, there's a lot of grub about as well now. So I'm like, yo, I'm shouting to the window, yeah, Q, any man catch my man today, I'll give him a Q. Cats are going mad. So yeah, Q, 7 grams right now. Bring me an ear, a toe, anything. Do you get it? Bring him. You get me? So the wings all going nuts, whatever. Then the screws have come around to lock up. Remember, we can't. Yeah, because this is an inside job, you know. This is, do you get it? And then the screws have come. They clock the blood, there's a bit of blood. Press the bell. It's canteen day. They banged me up, banged up King Cat. King Cat's worried, he's gone block. I'm not going block. Do you get it? I got a beautiful smarty. Do you get it? Just got it, don't want to give it up. Do you get it? First and foremost. And second, I'm going block, I'm going blood with someone's, yes. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And yeah, that was that. That's how that went down. Mayhem all out, and then and he had something to do with that. Tony, he was a part of the team.
It's like straight out 48 Laws of Powerless, isn't it?
Yeah.
Destroy your enemy completely, don't give him another chance.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that was Ian. His anger was all from the chick.
Yeah, of course.
Do you get me? All from the chick from early days.
Yeah.
And
but he broadcast it in the first place, didn't he?
Yeah.
He should have just not said anything.
no, remember, no.
Because didn't he say she's bringing in?
No.
Or was that somebody else? Oh, that was somebody else. But he must have told that person.
Well, he told somebody.
Yeah.
But remember, that's not the guy who, Tony's not the guy who she was visiting. Tony's the guy who she was going over to see, maybe on a couple of occasions when I first started to see her.
They both seen each other at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
So he would have had those pipe dreams that I had, and I shut them down.
Yeah.
So after that, he's had to watch for months while she's coming to me on a daily basis. you're doing life, looking across. He knows what life I'm living over there. I got my stepbrother keeping dog during, and she's in there for an hour. It was ridiculous there. So they made a new rule that female nurses couldn't come onto the landing anymore. Then
They
after
make
all,
that rule for you.
they did, but you know what? I got when they actually came on top. I think they found there were 2 phones, and my door came off, and they put me in the block, and they said I was blackmailing her, and they said he was blackmailing her to bring phones in, and this is the governor, and I said no, that's not true. She was my wifey. I've got the audios. Go and speak to my lawyer. Call my lawyer. My lawyer's like, yeah, we've got the audios. They've been having sex. It's been going on for months. So then they shipped me out to Strangeways. And then the two governors, whatever governors were, they came to visit me in Strangeways. And it was all apologetic. We spoke to your lawyer. Oh, but we want you to give evidence at the tribunal so we can get her struck off. I'm not helping you, sack her. I just walked off and left it.
Did she get sacked?
No, they couldn't sack her. They couldn't sack her about me. Because I'm saying what I've said to get out. But she's going to say he's talking nonsense. So next time I come to the tribunal, they're going to say, we heard or he said, well, where's the statement? How do you know he's talking the truth? So they just made that rule that nurses couldn't go onto the landings in HMP Whitemore at that time.
Wow.
So we've interviewed a lot of people who've been in Strangeways. How did you find the Strangeways with the Manx and the Scousers?
I loved Strangeways. Strangeways is like a kindergarten when you just come from dispersal and you're at war with the old prison. So when you get to Strangeways, I've gone there and I think I said on one of my things, and I said on one of my one of the recent orders I put out. When I got to Strangeways, I met this guy, Wes Brown. He's now forming a rap career, and he was stuck in the block, and he'd been down there a couple of weeks. But you have to do a 7-day assessment. So I'm like, why are you down there? And he goes, yeah, kid. There's this guy Peter Clark up there who got beef. I said, why have you got beef, bro? I knew Peter Clark from Whitemore. I'm at Strangeways now. Peter Clark's on the wing. So he's gone, yeah, because I told someone there's 100 grand on his head, and I might collect it. And he's heard and sent a message down and da-da-da-da-da. And I like this kid. He sounded, he was all right. I was next door to him for a week. So by the time that week's up, we've been speaking all day, every day. So I said, when I go up, I'm going to talk to Peter and pave the way for you to come up. He's like, thanks, kid. So I gone up, spoke to Paul Peter. Said, look, he's young, innit? Give him a blind. Peter's like, alright, sweet. Gone to the window, he was close to the block, shouted at him, said, look, I paved it, you can come up, come. So he's come up on the wing. And then there was another guy around us who was connected to someone else. We just call him Harry, I can't remember his name. This West kid's telling Harry that there's 100 grand on Peter Clark's head. And it'd be a good cash in. Well, Harry's gone back to Peter Clark and said, this West guy just come up to, there's 100 grand on your head. So now I've got Peter Clark pulling me and saying, why is this kid still talking? He's got to go, bro. You've brought him up here, you told. So I've gone to this West guy, I'm saying, yo, bro, what are you doing? He's gone, Harry said what? Harry shouldn't have said nothing. I'm going to cut open Harry's face. I said, you can't cut Harry. Harry's blah blah's cousin. You can't do that. I don't care, I'm cutting him open. I'm saying, bro, that's blah blah's cousin, but that's my people's people, bro. You can't do that. Nah, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm cutting open my man's face first thing in the morning. He don't want to listen. Alright, cool. So I've gone to Peter Clark. I'm saying, yo, Peter, let's get him. So we've gone in on this Wes. He's wrapped it. Peter's ex-army. Big lad as well. Serious lad as well. He just wrapped it. Somehow his eyes start rolling. He's gone off his wrist. gone into tissue, clean feel. Peter Clark's like this, watching this Rolex slowly disappear, thinking, how have I got into this? Is this a robbery? And the Rolex is gone. Yeah. Then he's got beaten up, whatever. Screws have come, he's screaming. And then he's like, he's got me Rolex. They do the metal, there's no Rolex, yeah?
Why would you have a Rolex watch in prison anyway?
Status.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah,
I'll just have a Casio.
yeah, some people might not have to. But then he went to the block. Nervous. 2, he's just been shouting that man's robbed him for his watch, so you're a snitch on top of it. So you've got to go and call out for a while. So he's down there for 4 months. And they never thought about booting him up, and then I'm bringing him back up to the wing. And I remember I must have jumped off the stairs and I twisted my ankle. And there was no healthcare at that time in Strangeways. So they had to shut down the wing to take me to hospital. It was my fault. So I've come back on crutches. They've brought Wes onto the wing. So like it's all calculated. Like, you've got one leg now, go on, get your watch back or whatever, do you get it? So I've come back, man's like, yo, Wes is back. I'm like, all right, cool. So in the morning, I've gone over there with 2 guys from Birmingham. My crutches, I've gone over there. So, yeah, you're back, well, go on, bro. So give me 10 racks, I'll give you back your watch, innit? He's like, nah, just keep it, lad. Cool. I was there for about another 2 months or something. Then there was another incident where I got shipped out of there. There were these Russian guys who were they were charged with trafficking large amounts of cocaine and guns from wherever, I'm not too sure. I had nothing to do with that. But one of the Birmingham guys was very close with one of them. And then this Russian guy, he gets shipped out to Franklin, but he's still got a cold E. Yeah? He's still got a cold E in Strangeways on the landing. After 2 weeks, he's wrote to the Birmingham guy from Franklin saying, my cold E owes me 75 grand. He's supposed to drop it into my account. He hasn't dropped it in there. Out of sight, out of mind. Go pay him a visit and tell him to speed up and drop the money. So my man showed me the letter. I said, he owes him 75. Now this guy owes him, he's cold, he's meant to be a millionaire and he's on the wing with us. And he's Irish, that's the Irish you can get. You got Cat A, then you got Irish. So these guys wanted to use me as the bad cop, good cop, bad cop. Because I'm the reckless one who just come up with dispersals, running around the wing with a shank. So they're more on the remand mode and cool. So they've gone in on him. So they've basically got worked out. You go in on him, bad boy mode. And then we come in on a soft mode. Anyway, this guy gets told, your cold D owes us 50 racks. He's got to invest in whatever project it was. You're holding us up. Because you owe him whatever you owe him, you haven't paid him. Boom, 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 boom. Here's a letter, look, from your cold D. What's going on? So he released something like 15 racks. Then he released some more. I'm a bit greedy. When he released, at that point, he released some more. And then, eventually the screws just came, door came off, shields, don't move. That was the end of me in Strangeways.
Where did you go to next?
Hold on, we've actually run out of time.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm absolutely mesmerised by your stories, Carl. And
yeah.
Fucking hell, this is brilliant.
Would
love to keep going with you. But we like to tie in a message to the young people watching these things. So what do you say to the young people who are viewing this in conclusion?
Well, that's just the early part. There's a long journey.
We need to do a part 2.
We need to do a part 2 because we haven't got to the change. Studying for my degree.
Yes.
And when that change took place, and when I changed my personal laws, and how I changed them. Did you get it?
Yeah. So you have to come back and start from strange ways. I'll write that down.
I can't just go by
no.
That's just the bad stuff, and there's so much more stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. It looks glamorous, but it may seem so, but it's definitely not that. And I hope we can do a part 2 because
Definitely.
100%.
What we've just recorded is the negative side. Maybe that's the side people want to hear.
But when they see that, it's a bit of a cliffhanger. We'll come back and do...
Was a cliffhanger, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to come back and do the rest of it and the redemption and all the projects you're doing now.
Try not to break seats.
People watching this, how can they support you in what you're doing now? And where can they find you on socials?
You can go to GCM ENT. That's my Instagram. You can go to the Game Changing Moment YouTube channel. Or you can go to the GCM ENT group website, which is my personal website, own distribution, where I sell my audiobooks from, audiobook 1 and 2, product of my environment. Very gripping. Yeah.
So if you've been as gripped as I am by what we've heard today, there's tons more content in the audiobooks. All the links will be in the description box below this video. So please support what Carlin's doing now. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think. Cheers. Oh, amazing, man. Thank you. Yeah, amazing.
Hey.
Yeah. Cheers, thank you. Yeah.
Next time I have that really stupid, annoying cough.
So we are resuming the story with Carlon, aka Tiny. We went down and we did just a couple of hours, and it was just on a cliffhanger note of way more stories. We got a Dutchavelli story. We left off with Strange Ways, and if you've been as gripped as us, you literally saw us drop off our seats in the first section of this. So huge thank you to Carl for coming back so quickly.
Thank you.
And there's also, I just want to add as well, he's talked a lot about the crime stories, but there's the redemption, what he's doing now, all that is going to come in at the end, the inspiration to young people. So we're not trying to glamorize any of this in any way whatsoever. We always like to have important lessons for young people in our podcast. We're going to get to that. All right, cheers. So we left off with Strange Ways then.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had some interesting times there, didn't you?
Yes.
I'm trying to think of the last story. What was it?
Was it the Russian?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a Russian, wasn't it? And how I left there.
Yeah.
Is there a bit of a north-south divide in the prison system? Because you've been in all of them, haven't you? A lot.
There can be, but what I found, obviously, is the Muslims controlled most of the prisons. And at the high security, they had 3, Long Lartin, Full Sutton, Whitemore. Whereas the non-Muslims, they had Franklin. So there was a divide, because anyone who had issues with the Muslims or was not a Muslim, they would try and be based in Franklin. So they got the numbers. So when the Muslims came there, obviously they're outnumbered. Do you get it? Which led to many wars there in just for that power, because you got the officers as well, they're anti-Muslim. So yeah, you can find that, but generally at that point when I was in the system, the Muslims had full control of 3 and 1 they didn't.
Because in part 1 you said that people convert for different reasons. Where I was at, the Jewish food was considered the best food. So you had skinheads, neo-Nazis from the Aryan Brotherhood with swastikas and Hitler on them, convert into the Jewish religion just to get the best food.
Well, funny enough, in Strange Ways, I converted to, when I was in Strange, I wasn't Muslim. I was Buddhist. And the reason why I was Buddhist is because they stopped selling incense in the jail. And the only people who could get incense were Buddhists. So I was Buddhist, and every month I used to get something like 100 incense sticks, and my cell smelled nice.
So you're a sucker for an incense stick.
I'm a sucker for an incense stick.
Yeah.
But they use things like that to hide other smells, like smells
Yes.
of weed and stuff.
Yeah. Weed or whatever. You want those incense sticks.
Yeah.
So where did you go after Strange Ways?
I think after Strange Ways, I went to, I think it was Full Sutton. I think so, because I got shipped out of Whitemore. This is after the relationship with the nurse, and then they took me out of the system. And the reason why they took me out of the system was, if you went back a year previous, the guy who used to run the Cat A's, all the moves, we just call him Mr. A. He made a decision because there were so many wars going on between East and North/West. I'm with the East guys, and people were getting stabbed and whatnot. It was just never ending.
Just to clarify for the viewers, then, this is parts of London, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like postcode wars or?
It wasn't really postcode wars. It's different areas. Some people say it's postcode wars, but it wasn't because of the postcode why. It was generally issues between people which led to war and death and continued. It may have now turned into postcodes, but yeah. And the governor called me. I was in the block, and the governor called me to the office and said they've made a decision, if I agree, to move all of us and our allies to Whitemore, HMP Whitemore, and our enemies, they're going to move them to Long Lartin and Full Sutton. I said, I ain't got a problem with that. About a week later, I got shipped to Whitemore, and all my allies, they all came there as well. So when the incident with the nurse took place, and they didn't know what to do because I'm in a block. Remember, they've just spent months moving everybody around. Now I've got to go from this jail because of this incident. So they put me in Strange Ways while they moved people about. But yeah, I think I went to Full Sutton after that.
What was that like there?
Full Sutton was okay.
Yeah.
In terms of jail, it's still that negative energy in the building. But yeah, it was just is what it is. There wasn't really much going on in Full Sutton. Just yeah.
So what was your next major drama?
My next major drama after that would have been I'm trying to think. The next major drama, Full Sutton, actually, yes. What's happened is this guy's come from Franklin, and I didn't tell you about the guy who was cooking the food, did I? He had all the stalks cooking and the chicken and all that.
No.
So this guy's come from Franklin. He's about 6'4", skinny guy, prison clothes, looks like a junkie. Everyone knows he's just got here from Franklin, and he's been transferred because he cut someone's throat in Franklin, a hit contract. So when someone like that arrives, you just know you want him on side in terms of you want to pay him to do hits, because we've always got hits that need to go on. So I saw everyone speaking to him and rushing him and, what are you saying, how you doing? I just stayed back. I approached him in the afternoon. So I approached this guy in the afternoon. I'm saying, look, I'll pay you whatever. He's like, nah, I can't do that, bro. Not on that. That's red flags straight away. Junkies don't turn down parcels. Do you get it? So I'm thinking, okay, you've obviously taken a hit already, and more than likely it's on me. So I want to keep my eye on you. Then the following day, they've unlocked for exercise. I mean, not exercise, they've unlocked for association. And I see this fella going to the kitchen, and he's got 2 pots. He's got chicken. He's got peppers. There's people in the wing who ain't got peppers. He's got garlic. got a spring in his step. He's going back and forth to the kitchen. The picture he's painting, he's cooking. I'm thinking, you couldn't have got all this stuff in 24 hours. So did you get it? You're up to something. So I'm watching this guy. Anyway, cut the story short. I waited till he came back again. And I've just gone and put my shank under his throat. I'm saying, what is it? Is it a contract? He's like, nah, bro. I said, you sure? Where'd you get the chicken from? Where'd you get all the stalks? He had about 10 stalks. He's swearing blind now. I wouldn't do that. All right, cool. So I let him loose. Anyway, he went and banged up. Fuck his chicken in the kitchen. He just banged up, hit the bell, told the screws, I want out. He's gone to the block. Either later that afternoon or the following morning, I've gone to get my newspaper, and you had to go out the gate. And I left my shank in my cell under my pillow. So I've gone through the gate. They've grabbed me. Cell search. They obviously found the shank. Mm-hmm. I've been blocked. The potential hitman, he's already in the block. So he's at the window, innit? Come down, everyone's like, yeah, Tiny's down there, Tiny's down there. He's coming, he's going, yo, Tiny, listen, mate. This is my last testament. I'm hanging myself tonight. So I'm going to tell you the truth, what happened, woo. So he explains the story. Who approached him, how much he was offered. And he says, yeah, that they asked him to put a note in the box saying, Tiny's just been stabbed up, and if you bring him back, we're gonna kill him. Because I won't put the note in the box. He goes, so someone else put the note in the box. I said, who put the note in the box? He told me who put the note in the box. I said, all right, cool. So he's there. Everyone's at the window listening to this last testament, because this is the last testament. This is his truth. He's dead. That's what he's told us. So everyone's at the window. And then, he didn't kill himself, but I don't know what happened to him. But that's how you just got to be on job, because anyone can be a hitman and anyone can want to take you out.
Do you know how much he was offered to hit on you? Yeah,
it'd have been something like a quarter of heroin or something.
How much is that worth?
7 grams. 7 grams is like, you also get a gram at that point, 150, 200 pound a gram in there.
So
a grand or something, just over a grand.
Yeah.
To kill someone.
Not to kill, but
to hurt.
Usually it's stalk, innit? So they throw the stalk over you, stab you a couple of times, and that's pretty norm in eye security.
So did you have to go back up from where he was contracted to then?
Did I?
Yeah, or send a message.
Obviously you send messages, whatever, but I was transferred. I don't know where I went to once they gave me my time for the shank or whatever. I don't know what happened to him.
How much time did you get for the shanking?
For the shank?
Yeah.
It'd have been like maybe a week in the block, week and a half. Who knows? You're in the block for a month, 2 months, 3 months anyway. So it's just like, yeah, whatever kind of thing. Mm. Yeah.
So do you have any more interesting stories from there?
Not from Full Sutton, but that's me just maybe not being able to think. Because they happened all the time. Did you get it? It was pretty normal for... How
many prisons have you been to in total?
Wow, I went to most of them in terms of, for the Cat A's, all the Cat A's. I went to Wakefield Cat A unit. Wakefield Cat A unit, I went there. It wasn't too bad there, actually. We had our own little wing. No, we've got our own little wing. So the only people on there are the people from that area who are on remand, who are Cat A. Because they need somewhere to go. They're on the wing. And a few of us that have come from the system that won't sign a bit of paper, because at that point, to ship you to Monster Mansion and put you on the normal wings, you got to agree not to harm the child killers. Mm. So it was pretty straightforward. We're not signing it. If they asked, they never asked me, and I never got asked. They never tried to put me on those wings, but I know they tried it with some people and they wouldn't sign it. So therefore they couldn't put them on the wings. You get it? But that's where I met Charles Bronson, actually. in Wakefield.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when I went to the block, I was in the block. Tyson was down there as well. He introduced me to everybody because obviously he was on the unit. My co-defendant was on the unit as well, Nolan. And Charlie was very helpful because obviously I had plans of the production with my play and whatnot. And obviously Bronson had just come out maybe a year or two before, and Charlie was giving me advice because they don't like you to earn money from your books or your story while you're in jail. And Charlie gave me an amazing tip to sign over my work as a deeds of gift to family members. So once you sign that off, I no longer own it. So my big play at that time was Every Coin. I no longer owned it. So I didn't own the rights. There's a website that popped up, all my pictures of the play. I don't own it. So the school's like, why have you got a website? I said, I haven't got a website. I don't own it. But I had a website. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They couldn't do anything. Did you get it? But I got that advice from Charlie Bronson. That was great advice because from there, they just couldn't touch me professionally. Did you get it?
Is he as big as he looks?
Yeah. He's dead.
Bit of a unit.
I don't think he's that big, but he's biggish. They train every day, don't they?
And he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I find him. They made sure the paper came around. They do the rounds. You got the paper down there. All right, pass it on to 16, please, when you finish, bro. Very polite. All those guys on those units are polite. Most of the serious guys are polite. You don't get them like these guys are the guys who they're doing birds for murder anyway. They're on the unit. So that means they're more dangerous than the normal prisoners, but they're just very polite. My co-defendant done maybe 7 years over there. But yeah, I found Charlie a gentleman. He even went as far as to get his girlfriend to contact his agent on my behalf. He's a good guy, man. I found him good stuff.
Helped you out a lot.
So, False Sutton to where, did you say?
I don't know where I went after there. After Full Sutton, it'd have been one of them. It could have been Long Larn. It could have been Whitemore. I can't really remember.
Was there another hit on your life after that?
Was there
Another attempt on your life? Someone get hired?
I don't think after that. I think I told you, I think I told you the last one. The last one would have been Gartree. I told you that one.
That one, yeah.
That was the last attempt. Yeah, that was the last. That was the last attempt.
So after Sutton, what was your next big prison?
At Gartree.
Yep.
And then from Gartree, I went. I went to Stockholm. I was in Stockholm for about a year. There was an attempt in Stockholm, actually. Someone had a bright idea. Same guy from Gartree, who was one of the guys who's in. He's turned up. Yeah. And I came up a visit again, yeah. I'm in a cell, and someone's knocked the door. Someone neutral, but you got the hit of hiding. Did you get it? And open the door, come in. I think he's tried to cut me up. I've held him, thrown him that way. As I've thrown him that way, I've gone that way, out onto the landing. So the screws are on the thing, bell's gone, but nothing happened. It wasn't like anyone got cut or stabbed or whatever. And then from that jail, where was that? That was Stockholm. From Stockholm, I went to Lincoln. Yeah, I went to Lincoln. I'm a C-cat at this point. Obviously, the goal is to get a D-cat. Eventually got my D-cat. And I was up there with a load of youngsters from London as well. Some who were they were much younger than me, obviously, but they were very close to one of my younger half brothers. I'm on the survey. I'm number one on the survey. These guys, one might hand out the chips, he might hand out the burgers, he hands out the bread, whatever. But they were ruthless. They use like, guy, you come through. I'm like, yeah, you're on a 2, and that might be a burger, and you're like, nah, I'm on chicken. I'm like, bro, no, you're not. You're on a 2. I don't want a 2, but these guys, these young guys, just take the spatula, I kid you not, just lean over, hold him, and slap him in his face. Keep moving. Or, worse, on more than one occasion, they pull him along the survey, bring him in. Or wait till later on a social and just bring them in, tuck them in, and throw them out. Normal. These kids are wild, innit? Yeah, they're wild.
So you would say that was quite a violent prison of all of them?
Yeah. Lincoln was very violent. And then from Lincoln, nothing really happened nothing really happened in Lincoln. I think I got into a little drama with one guy. I can't remember the guy's name, some guy from Leicester. I don't know what it was over something trivial money or something like that. And he tried to get me involved in something that had nothing to do with me. But he was a face out of Leicester. And he's behind his door. I'm out. And someone's come and told me, yeah, he's saying when he comes out, he's gonna sort this all out. Whoa. What you find with criminals, gangsters, they only respect violence. If you're not actively violent, they can smell you. You get me? They know, yeah, you're not really on it right now. You're waiting for a D-cat. You've just done 14, 13. Are you really gonna come out? Do you get it? But I'm fuming in myself because he's tried to get me involved with some. Do you get it? So I'm like, fuck this. I've come out. He's still banged up. I got a big shank. Gone to his door. I'm saying, yo, pussy, when this door opens, you go to my cell, we just fight to the death. Fuck the parole. I don't want to go home. I'm fronting. Do you get it? Yeah? I don't want to go home anymore. But he crumbled and it was all right. And then from there, I went to North Sea Camp D-Cap. And I chose to go there because I had a girlfriend from like Lincoln area. So it's very convenient. You staying, yeah.
Did you get a girlfriend like while you were in prison then?
Yeah, while I was actually in Lincoln,
Go on.
some guy introduced me to her and asked me to basically phone her to make some arrangements for him. It's only his friend though, yeah?
Yeah.
So I belled her. This little small thing, I belled her. I'm like, listen, yeah, he said, she's gone, yeah, no problem. Tell him, yeah, sweet. So I had to call back the following night. I called back. So I called back 10 o'clock, whatever, she didn't have a boyfriend. Yeah, that was it, innit? So she became a girlfriend.
So she come visit you in prison?
Yeah.
Did anything happen? Were you able to touch each other?
Yeah. Lincoln, and then obviously I went to open prison, went to North Sea Camp.
So,
I was on day releases. Yeah, it was all good.
Yeah. This is the first interview we've done where the guy has had several encounters in prison that can still pull in prison. He pulled a nurse.
Do you know what? I always used to target them. When I say target them, I mean I want a girlfriend in jail, not outside. So you do. I remember from way back early, from the 90s. I remember I was in Brixton, and I met this woman called Linda. Beautiful girl. She was from Stonebridge, St. Raffles. And so this is in Brixton. But before Brixton, I was in Scrubs. And I'm getting shipped out to Brixton. And I've got to reception and I met this guy called Bubbles, who I knew. And he's just come from Brixton. He's like, bro, there's this girl there. I got her locked. She loves me like cooked food. I'm like, ooh, you got one girl called Linda. Wears her own clothes. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, you're lying. He's like, bro, I had her like this. I'm pissed. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, she looks like money, bro. Like, all right, cool. So then we spoke for 25 minutes and I go to Brixton. I'm in Brixton, I kid you not, about 15 minutes on the landing with some of the guys, the induction wing or whatever, who walks on the wing. I see her. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's what's going on. Then I bumped into Junior Harvey. Straight away. Yeah, we just started fighting. Yeah, some guy called Junior Harvey. We just started fighting. Big guys, and he can fight. You got to be... Screws have stopped it after how long? It's on the landing. It's going off. Big up Junior Harvey. I saw him recently. And then they shipped me to another wing, which I can't remember what it was. The kitchen wing. It might have been G or F. I can't remember what it was. But when I came out, when they let me out, her office, a porter cabin, was right outside my door.
So she was a guard?
No, she was NACRO. She helped with housing. But she had her own office on the landing, a porter cabin. It just so happens it's right outside my door. So as
Fate.
Wow, okay, how you doing? Kind of thing. And then cut the story short, she fell in love with me. And
I think Jen wants the details on that one.
I was banged up with Porky then, a guy called Porky from East London. He's still about. And every lunchtime all you there was 6-page letter come under. I just pick the letter, I just throw it at him, like, read that, bro. Did you get it? And he's just read the letter, This was going on for months. And then
What sort of things did it say in the letter?
Yeah, it was love stuff, sex stuff, what you want to do, what we're gonna do, all that stuff. And yeah, then I got transferred. I got transferred to High Point back then, and she left the job and came to visit me in High Point. And then I bumped into someone, and they said, Bubler's fuming. You dogged him. Because remember, he told me about her and he had feelings for her and all that. I'm like, no, did he really have feelings for her? Like, yeah, he's fuming. I'm like, nah, just tell him it ain't that deep, bro. Like, I'm not feeling her like that. She's cool, but our friendship goes back years and I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. As he got that information, he ran straight to her office because by now he's gone back. Yeah. He's gone straight. He don't love you. Whoa, 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 whoa. So when I called that night, everything that I said is being relayed back to me via the chick. Did you get it? So yeah, it's pretty normal if you get the chance. It makes sense, doesn't it?
I suppose it passes the time, yeah.
It passes the time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Did you have a girlfriend when you were in jail?
I had a woman visiting me.
What was she like?
Yeah, she was good. Read about it in prison time and answer your photo of her.
So let's get on to Mark Lambie.
Lambie.
Yes.
Well, he was the head of the Tottenham, gang. And he was at war with us. He was at war with the East London Lover Money gang. who I was affiliated with. As you'll see on I released a video recently where he nearly nearly took me out. I think I've gone over to I went over to basically there's a war going on, yeah, and there's people dying and they got their wars going on, whatnot. I wasn't involved in the early stages, but I've gone over to Stonebridge Complex, and I shouldn't have been over there because the team had hit the mattresses, and there was no fight. There wasn't any guns. There was only 2 Mac-10s, which was to protect everybody in the house. So, and no one's not really supposed to leave the house, but I was a bit bored. So I ended up going over to Stonebridge without a gun, and I shouldn't have done that. I've got over there, and I've gone to this girl's house, Lisa, and I've gone in the house. There's another girl there. I just know it's a red flag. She's the girlfriend of someone I don't fuck with. So I want to leave straight away. So I called the girl I've come to see. I said, "What's she doing here?" I said, "Listen, I'm going." Then when I came out of the bedroom, I caught her over the phone. Like she's putting the phone down, her eyes have locked. And like, who you calling? She's going, "No, I just called a cab." Anyway, she was on me for some weed. She kept telling me to go upstairs and get some weed. Little do I know, Mark was upstairs with his team. And I think they've sent her in on this girl to find out how much does she know, has she seen me recently, all that stuff. Anyway, I had weed in the car, so I've told her, "Look, when your cab comes, we'll go down and I'll get you a couple spliffs." So we're going downstairs, we're going in the lift, go downstairs, come out the exit. To the right, there's a cab. I go to the left. I just felt this energy. Yeah, I know something's up. And I got to my MR2. I was driving an MR2 at the time. I opened the passenger side. I've gone to lean over to get the weed, and the keys have dropped down by where the handbrake goes. I remember I'm nervous and I'm shaking. I've touched the keys and I've gone further, so I can't. I think that's what saved my life. I can't get these keys. When I've come up, I've looked. Mark, Malik, D, they just bust through the door and they've looked to the right first. I'm like, fuck, if you had a gun, they'd be dead. Because they haven't looked my way, they've looked the wrong way. Then they've looked at me. I said, "What, go on, Mark? I've been looking for you, you know." He's like, "Yeah, I've been looking for you too." And his power's gone, "Burn him!" That means smoke him. Mark's popped off his gun, pressed it, but he's got it on full auto. So when he's pressed the trigger, every bullet's come out because I'm running behind the cars. Yeah, I'm in the corner now. I'm like, "Yo, you're dead now, pussy." Yo. I'm going like, I'm reaching. I ain't got nothing. I'm saying, "You're dead now, pussy." I'm going, I'm reaching. And he's backed. I'm gone. Through this little gap on the green. Yeah. He's coming. He's running behind me. About 10 seconds into the chase, I've looked over my shoulder. He's looked over his shoulder. His 2 pals haven't run with him. So I'm saying, "Keep coming, you dickhead. Keep coming, pussy. You're dead. Tonight's your last night. Come on, keep coming." Anyway, he just turned around and fucked off. But it was very bizarre because I kept running for another maybe 15 seconds, jumped over a random wall. I'm in someone's garden, kicked off the back door, and now I'm in someone's kitchen. Yeah? Who comes downstairs? Random. It's one of Mark's pals who I met maybe a couple of days previous. He's like, "What, go on, Tiny?" I said, "Yeah, East Coast, man, they were trying to get me a mark." And I just started talking nonsense. By the way, my fingertips had looked like they'd been shot off because when he fired the gun, it flew all. I think the ricocheted off the wall or the car. I think the ricocheted off the wall must have clipped my fingers. So there's bare blood. All you saw was a lot of blood. If you looked at it, you thought I'd been shot. I actually thought I'd been shot. So I'm there like that, and but I'm very paranoid as well. So I'm with this guy and his dad, and we're all on the stairs, and he's took a phone out. Who are you phoning? And then he wants to go downstairs. Why are you going downstairs? Where are you going? They're like, what's going on in our house? This guy's just dictating. We can't even move. We can't even breathe. I said, listen, call the ambulance. They called the ambulance. They gave me the phone. I said, listen, there's 6 dead outside. Yeah, it's about 5 wounded. I've been shot 8 times. They grabbed the phone. You get me? So I know if I give that info to the hospital guys, they're obviously going to tell the feds, innit? People's dead outside. So at that point, they gripped me. One of them, the son grabbed me. So I'm with the son and the dad, and we're wobbling down the stairs. I remember, I can't hold because my fingers.
Yeah.
So wobbling down the stairs. Got to the front door, and they just pushed me out, shut the door. Bare firearms police out there. I was so happy to see them. Red lights. I was like, yeah. What's going on? I said, oh, these 2 guys robbed me for my Rolex, and I want to press charges. I want to go hit my car. Don't worry about it, guys. Everything's cool now. Going round to my car. It's got all bullet holes in it. You got a tissue, please?
Do you want me to grab some? 2 secs.
Holy shit, man. These stories are just mind-blowing.
Mad, innit?
Isn't it?
Mm.
Bloody hell.
Crazy.
Have you ever stopped to calculate how many attempts you've had on your life?
I haven't really, but I feel like
Could be about at least a dozen.
that's pretty normal in there. That's all we do. We ain't got nothing better to do. But try and get the enemy with contracts or. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had any guest who's had this many attempts on his life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty normal, man. They're coming. The hits are coming left, right, and centre, man.
I mean, I bet that was the only time you were excited to see armed police in your life.
I was excited. I walked round to the car with them. They've got it taped off because it's got bullet holes in it, so I can't take the car. I'm pissed. Brand new Knight Rider MR2. I'm bugging. Ambulance has come. The girl I came to see, she's come down. I'm raging. You set me up, you bitch. And raw. No, I didn't. I won't do that. She just turned up, asking bare questions. She ended up coming to the hospital with me. Got to the hospital. Remember, I told the police her false name. I was at the hospital about maybe 5-10 minutes. They worked out who I was. They just come and said, yeah, Carlon, yeah, sweet, and just walked off, left me. So at that point, they've left. I'm thinking they could come back and want to finish the job. So we left pretty sharpish. That was the closest he got to me. I think when was that? I think that was about. In fact, I did bump into him again. I bumped into him again on my birthday, October the 22nd, 1997. I've gone to Hatton Garden. I've got an uncle who was a jeweller. And I wanted to change my Rolex. I wanted one with a logbook. So I was told I have to pay between 500 and £1,000 and give me another Rolex with a book. It's legit. So I said, yeah, sweet. And I've got this uncle. His name is Sherman anyway. And he charges £100 an hour for his time. So he's like, well, Hatton Gardens, hour getting there, hour getting back, doing the business. That's 300 quid. He goes, he wants £100 an hour for danger money. So I said, what's the danger money for? He's going, when them bullets start flying through the window, they might hit me. Everyone wants you. Yeah, so I'm entitled to danger money. I want £100 an hour danger money. You serious? Queen said, it's your danger money. Can we go get my watch now? Certainly. So we get out there. This is no word of a lie. It was so random. We've got there early and I've had to make the decision, do I carry a gun or not? At Gardens, a bit warm up there. Okay, we leave early, like 9:15, 8:30, get there early. What's the chance of us bumping into anyone? Very slim. I'm going to leave the gun. Got this long leather jacket on. We've got up there, drove up there, gone into this shop, and they got the cameras in the shop. The camera. I'm talking to the guy, I'm changing the watch, and everyone's happy. What I don't know is there's two sides to this shop. There's another side to the shop. It's kind of underground. And the monitors on that side. Anyway, when I'm coming out of the shop, I've stepped into the underground, like it's like a corridor. I turned to my right, and I've just seen the most evilest eyes I've seen in my life. It's Mark. What are the chances? This is like 9:20 or something. So he's thinking same as me. I'm going to get up there early, do what I've got to do. So I've locked eyes with him. The distance is between maybe here and this gentleman here. We've locked. And then both of us have just run. I've run out into the street. He's run back into the shop. Do you get it? I've just run to the car. And wait for my uncle. Yeah, I'm gone. Easy or sweet, you don't know who you are. You know what I'm missing. You know, like that. That was just by chance. But yeah, that old war was a long war. A lot of people lost their lives in that war. Obviously,
I mean, how did it start?
It started. There's two different elements, because a lot of people say, you'll read a lot about the East Coast, West Coast war, and some people say it started over the murder of a youngster called Popcorn. But that wasn't our war, or that wasn't the love or money war. That was the youngers. Did you get it? Fox's best friend, a guy called Kenny. He obviously Fox was in jail. Kenny's been recruited to the Love or Money team because they got serious bread. They like what Kenny's doing. Kenny's doing bits. He's been brought into the fold, and he controls the drugs. And he was cool with Mark. And then what's happened is they've seen each other. Sweet, how you doing? Then they saw each other maybe 3-4 weeks later, where Kenny's gone into a rave and seen Mark. I said, what go on, Mark? What's... You know, like that. It just switched on him like, yeah, it's not all that. Did you get it? So then they started to argue. And what's happened is Mark was with a guy called Sutty, R.I.P., who had just come out of jail, didn't really know how serious the Love or Money outfit was. And he just shot Kenny. They just shot him, bam, in his stomach. So Kenny's been shot. He's got one of those piss bags now.
Colostomy bag.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5 days later, he's back on the road, which led to them, I think, because this is just before my time, and then they've gone for revenge. You'll read, there's loads of different stories in the books, but they all got it wrong. Some stories say they turned up and at this restaurant, and Mark was there, but they didn't know who he was and shot the wrong guy, because I know one guy got killed and one guy got put in a wheelchair. that wasn't true. They've gone there, and what saved Mark, I believe, from what I've been told, because I wasn't there, was they pushed the door to run in on him, but it's a pull door. So it's pushed it that second. That's how Mark got away. Do you get it? And that's what initially started it. And then on Father's Day, Kenny was sitting in his car after spending the day with his child. When someone ran up on him and killed him, filled him up with bullets. So that was Kenny's dead. Obviously, Love and Money's fuming. Fox is in jail. He still isn't a part of this yet. He's just seen his friend who's been brought in to be a part of this is now being killed. He's in jail. Like, what the fuck's going on, kind of thing.
So did they know who killed Kelly?
Yeah, he lasted 23 days or 24 days. It was Sutty. And they caught him. Revenge. And killed him. And that's where the war started. And from there, Mark became boss. Because he was never boss. He was underboss. Do you get it? At that stage, he became the boss of the outfit. And that's where it started.
And what happened to Mark in the end?
Yeah, he just grew from strength to strength in terms of he stayed alive. He had a lot of shooters around him who should do stuff. So the war was just on. Fox came home. Obviously, I used to have Fox was my guy. Me and Fox would be together on a daily basis. And yeah, we'd just be hunting these guys to get on motorbikes or whatever. We'd just be hunting these guys. And then when I went to jail, I went to jail 2001. I've gone to prison. And yeah, by the time I came home 2018, 19, it had all changed.
Did Mark end up in prison?
Yeah. Everybody ends up in prison in that life. But I think with Mark, so with Fox is on the road, and obviously he's having to rebuild and and he just made a mistake. He started to rebuild by using some players from the opposition, which was fucking risky. So I'm watching this from behind the wall thinking, well, we're still fighting this war. And a lot of guys are saying the same thing. And he's trying to make... Do you get it? I just didn't get it. And I think Mark's top lieutenant was Leon. And our Fox, my pal Fox and Leon, they're doing a lot of business. And they've basically just said, fuck the pass. Did you get it? But I'm not buying it. I'm saying, bro, you can't listen to that. No matter how much money you lot are making, it's all nonsense. He's like, nah, we've won the war, bro. We've won the war. I'm saying, bro, you're deluded. They're going to kill you, bro. You weren't listening. And then it just got complicated because obviously he had his artist Dutchavelli.
Who is Dutchavelli?
Dutchavelli was one of Fox's soldiers who can rap. When Fox came home 2019, because he went away for about a year, I'm speaking to him for about 2 weeks before he gets home. I'm speaking to him on a daily basis. His thing is, this artist is going to go through the ceiling. We're going to finance him, bus him. That's my project. He wasn't interested in nothing else. Do you get it? And that's what he done. He beat the case. Fox came home, and then Dutch beat the case. Fox's son was also on the case. He beat it too, Cody. They made a video pretty much straight away, music video, that blew up. Now he's got an artist who's charting millions of views. But it's one thing saying, yeah, this artist is going to blow up, but will it happen? But it's happened. But what he's done is he's approached another guy, the Plug, and said, look, you finance it, and I'll give you, we'll make sure you're all right. And he agreed to do that. Until he realised how much money was involved, because some money got offered for a mixtape. I think it was something like 150 bags. And at that point, the Plug now wants all of Dutchavelli. So what he's doing now is Sootcat, name check, Sootcat. He's taking Dutch to dinner, gives him a contract, says sign that. So Dutch looks at this contract and he goes, why not Fox's name on this contract? That's my manager, innit? And the guy's like, this supposed to be Fox's friend. He's like, fuck Fox, he's too hot. Don't want him involved in our business. So Dutch has gone back and told Fox, yo, that guy ain't your friend, bro. He's trying to fuck you over. So they fell out professionally with Sook. At that point, Sook gets a bit spiteful and says, fuck it. There was a beat that they bought. They bought a beat. I think they paid something like 15 bags for the beat. But it should have cost 30. But because Dutch's sister, Stefflon Don, it was her producer that actually provided the track. He gave it to them for half price because it's Dutch. It's family. So the guys are saying to Sook, we'll give you back your 15 bags. He goes, I don't want 15 bags. The track's worth 30. So at that point, I'm told from reliable sources, they said, fuck it, just give him his 30 grand. He never earned another penny off of this. They gave him his money, and that's what enabled the track to come out. Do you get it? So now they need another investor. So they've got this other investor. So there's all these different little moving parts, because now this artist is making a lot of noise. He done a big tune with Stormzy that blew, and Tion Wayne was on the same track. And yeah, after obviously the pandemic, everybody went on lockdown. When they came off the lockdown, there was a video shoot for Dutchavelli, and Fox was killed leaving the mansion party video shoot. He was leaving with his two sons. But he knew something was wrong, because I've spoke to one of the sons, Kai. And Kai says when he was coming out, he goes, we were walking out, just about to go through the last gate. And he goes, my dad turned back and gave me his phone and car keys. He's never done that. Why? What for? And he goes, you lot wait there. And he went out, and that's when the car pulled up and literally killed him. So then obviously it got all crazy after that, because all these different conspiracy theories. Then it turned out that Dutch was messaging Fox's niece, who was 14, underage, 14 or 13.
Oh, I saw that in the news, yeah.
You saw that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big scandal, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, did you look at that, yeah?
Yeah. It was all over the internet.
Yeah. So you got that going on. And so then he got cancelled. So from being, at that point, behind Stormzy, the most popular artist on the streets. But then that's happened.
Did he know she was 14?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've spoke to various different people, including Fox's son. I swapped messages with the girl's mum, and I spoke to Dutch's right hand at that time, Marv. In fact, I got about 500 voice notes from him, with him explaining A to Z what he thinks took place over those months. Yeah, there's too much. Do you get it? And yeah, Fox, R.I.P. Fox was gone.
So did Dutchavelli rebuild then from that?
Did he rebuild?
Yeah.
He's been able to maintain with the support of his sister and the clout that they've got within the industry, because they control a lot of these these blogs, and did you get it? She's come out a couple of times and tried to defend him. There was a video recently where Steph London's crying, saying it's my brother, he would never do that. The guy who started this rumor, it was Fox's son. He's not well. Because he went mad, didn't he? One of the sons, what's his name? Cody. He lost his mind and got put in a madhouse. And she's saying, look, this is the guy that doctored all these messages. He's not well. He's in a madhouse. Whoa. When that's not the case. He wasn't the guy that stumbled across it. And she knows full well it wasn't him. It was the younger son that stumbled across it. Do you get it? It was never him. So while you're trying to paint this picture that it's the mad guy who's saying all this mad stuff and can't be taken serious, you really know it wasn't him. It was the younger son that actually stumbled across Dutch's messages to his cousin, Fox's niece. Do you get it? So she knows that. And then the irony of it all is, what no one doesn't know is exclusive, is that when Kai, Fox's younger son, found those messages, he took them to Sook, the guy who initially bankrolled Dutch's career, the guy who they've said, here's your 30 grand, you'll never get another penny off of us. So he's going to give it to him. I said, look, yeah, I never get another penny. And he gave it to people with influence with all the blogs and got him cancelled. So the same guy who started your career is the same guy who stopped your career. And you don't even know that. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you're at.
Wow.
So we've heard story after story, mind-blowing, all these attempts on your life, the gang wars, all this stuff. So you were in like the deepest end of gangland activity and out of London wars. How do you go from that to being a critically acclaimed writer of plays and books and doing the stuff you're doing now? Was there a turning point while you were incarcerated that you had an epiphany?
Yeah, obviously with age, maturity. I also started to study. I was studying for a degree in English literature. I've done the arts past and present. And I've done that to kind of broaden my vocab.
How did that come your way? The opportunity
to
do a degree in English literature?
It was there for you. If you wanted to study, you could get the funding.
So the prison offers it.
Yeah, the prison will fund it or not. Did you get it? So you just go to education, fill out the relevant forms, and yeah, it's a goal. So that's what I've done. I'm studying for that, as well as learning the craft of writing, as well as the structure of screenplays and play scripts. And
So if you go back to when you were in school, then how far had you took your reading and writing?
not very far in terms of exams and stuff like that. When I left Jamaica and came back, I come back 87. I won't really. I think I might have went to one more school, Catford Boys. I think I went to. I was there maybe 2-3 weeks, and I got kicked out. Nothing significant happened there. Only thing I remember is that's when everybody realised that I wasn't 15, as I said. Yeah, because now obviously I'm going to Catford Boys, and a lot of the boys go, "We knew you was only 13." Did you get it? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's how it came about.
Because that's a big leap, isn't it, from what you described as your education as a young person, degree in English literature.
Do you know what? 100%. But I think with Grapham Grange, we learnt there. Do you get it? We enjoyed it. The teachers were really, really good. The way they structured their lessons and whatnot.
How many years into your incarceration was that when you settled down to enjoying education?
Maybe 7, 8. Maybe 7, 8. 6, 7, 8.
And had things died down with wars and things like that?
No, it's forever ongoing. Do you get it? It was always ongoing. But
so even in education, you got to watch who's in the class with you.
No, well, you got to watch no matter where you are. But I had an electric typewriter with a word processor in it, so I was able to do. So I would have a couple education classes for OU students. They'd give you maybe 2 hours in the afternoon on a Monday. You can go on a Wednesday and get another 2 hours, and you might be able to go on a Friday and get another 2 hours, and that's it for the week.
So how did you focus when you were in there studying with everything going on around you?
Just locked in. Yeah, just locked in because it was a challenge. Because you don't want to be putting in modules and getting back 40%, 30%. Do you get it? But I'm getting back high. I'm thinking, I didn't even finish school. Like, everyone's running around with these degrees like they're hard to get. They don't seem very hard to get to me because I'm banging them out. Do you get it? And then I think I contacted a director, Esther Baker at Synergy Theatre, to ask if she could help me get my autobio published. And she was like, "Yeah, that ain't my lane. But plays, stuff like that, that's what I do." And she sent me a script called Lima's Kitchen, which was about Murder Mile in Hackney. And it's written by a guy called Kwame. And I read the script, and it was an award-winning script. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of mistakes in this. It's a bit boring as well. And she's like, we'll do better then. And I'm like, okay. And that was the birth of Every Coin. I started to write Every Coin. I think after I'd done 2 or 3 drafts, they took it serious. They're like, yeah, you got something here. And then I entered the competition, and I came third, Synergy competition. And that's when they decided they wanted to do the full production. And I was in Long Larton Block, I think. I was in Woodhill first. And then I got transferred to Long Larton. Couldn't locate. Beefs, got bare beefs. They don't want me in the jail. So I was in the block for about 2.5 months. Electric typewriter, so I'm happy. I got a full production. This could be my one shot. I'm cat A, I don't know when I'm getting out. I got to make sure that this script is fire and makes noise on the road, because I may never get another chance to do this again.
What was the blurb on Every Coin? Quick rundown.
The blurb was, I wrote it, but yeah, it was just about Islam behind the wall, obviously in prison, and I can't remember it word for word, but it was just about the way people can use Islam, yeah, as a shield in jail. But then what I tried to do was add different Muslim characters. So I had that one Muslim who was using Islam as a shield. I had a white guy who was genuine Muslim. I had another guy who was character who was extreme, and yeah, I remember researching that one. I spoke to a guy on a T charge. I remember I was asking him, why do you blow up buses and why do you blow up tubes? Do you get it? And he explained it, and I put it in a thing. He goes, the reason why we do that, he goes, because he said the West, he goes, what's the difference between the West, he goes, what's the difference between a soldier from the West who presses the drone and it targets Iraq or Pakistan and kills 55 kids today, 55 women and 100 guys. He goes, what's the difference between that guy who's killing our kids and a brother who wakes up one morning that we feel? That's why we target who we target. It's like, okay, cool. So I inserted that trait and thought process into that particular character. Do you get it? Whereas there's another character who's like, well, fuck that. Just because they walk like that doesn't mean we have to walk like that. Do you get it? So that's how that's how it came about. So getting back to what I was saying, I was in the seg, and the last draft, I stayed up all night. It's got to go out the following morning. They're on me. Like, I'm doing a draft, sending it. It's coming back 2 days later. Need more emotion for the last section. Yeah, you got to change that. Not feeling it. And I stayed up all night. 8 o'clock the following morning, the doors open. I'm just finished putting in. So yeah, record a delivery, send that please. And they sent it to the theatre. And I got a letter back 3 days later. They said one sentence. Soho's gonna need a new roof. That was it. And then it just went wild from there. From the auditions. Obviously, the governor allowed me to put as much money as I wanted from private cash onto the phone because I had to speak to the actors, and I had a stellar cast. You get it? So
you had to do all the auditions on the telephone?
No, in terms of, I was fortunate that I had final say on who gets casted, but obviously they're directing me, aren't they? Like, look, this guy's hot. Here's his show reel. But yeah. So yeah, while I had final say. Do you get it? And yeah, that's just how it went down. Then every coin blew up, opened up. All tickets were sold before the first night. And Clifford Samuels, who played lead, Mal in my play. He told his agent, a guy called Philippe Cardin, who's a French guy, that was his agent, told him to sign me. So Philippe contacted me and said, look, I want to sign you. I know you're in Long Lartin. I'll travel up there, blah, blah, blah. He's the guy who done the deeds of gift and all that. And yeah, I was on the path. Wow. So, that's where it started.
So when things blow up for someone in prison like that in a good way, sometimes it causes resentment amongst people in prison and they try and trip you up. Did you find anyone try to sabotage you?
just the officers, just the prison system. They don't like
In what ways?
They don't like you to have a voice outside the wall. So they hold back letters. I'm putting out ads on Gumtree for actors, actresses, PAs. Because I know what they're like. I'm saying send it recorded delivery. Do you get it? In close photo. No one wants to be reading a blank CV when in jail. Do you get it? And yeah, I got loads of replies. Remember this actress from Hollyoaks called Zoe Lister. Still remember her name now. She even replied and said, "I'll be your PA." Do you get it? I'm like, what? You get me? But the screws, they owed it back for 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, they're fucked up like that. Do you get it? They really, yeah. They try and slow you down any way they can. Any way they can cause you a problem, they can cause you a problem. They don't support positive stuff.
So the staff in the education department then, were they encouraging and
they
happy?
were cool. They were all, wow, like Channel 4's involved, and yeah, they like all that. Censors all the females who are reading the letters there. Very supportive. It's just the security and the actual governance of the prison. They don't like it. Even one governor came and saw me and said, "We don't know what to do. Internet, money, females. We've never experienced this before." I'm saying, just embrace it. It could be worse. It could be drugs. It's legit.
How were Channel 4 involved?
This lady called Claire Slater. I think her name was Claire Slater. She worked for Rare Day, RARE Day, which was an Ed hunting company for Channel 4. And she wrote to me random. And she's like, "I went and watched your play, loved it. Thank you for introducing me to this world. I'm gonna take a little liberty here and ask, can I go and pitch your project to Channel 4? I was like, yeah, crack on. And that's how the negotiations initially started with Channel 4, even though nothing came of it. But yeah, that's how Channel 4 got involved, early stages.
How did the success of that affect you psychologically?
What do you mean?
So like you're in prison, you're doing, you've settled down to education, you've written this play, and all of a sudden you've accomplished a lot in a short period of time. Did it mentally, like, how did you process that? Did you think, right, I'm on the right track here now, I've got this project in mind for my next one, I got this project in mind for the next one? Did it change, what your future plans were? Things like that?
Yeah, obviously, because I realized quickly that I can write to a certain standard. Did you get it? And
so your confidence went up in your ability? Yeah,
I wouldn't say confidence went up, but definitely reassurance. Because I was in love. I still am. I'm in love with the idea and the art of building characters and story. Just from a name, okay, Samantha. She smokes, she drinks, she drives a black Golf. She's got 4 toes,
Sounds like
3
me.
cats. Do you get it?
Yeah.
On Wednesday she goes to bingo, whatever it is. And then when you see actors breathe life into what was just a name, it's crazy. Because remember, everything the actor does, everything the character does, is what you've written. They sneeze, they laugh, touch their ear, move their hat a little bit. It's all what you've written in the script directions. So when you watch all of this, for me, I just found it. I just knew that, I got to stick. Well, I'm definitely going to stick at this, and I found it quite easy, and I love doing it.
Do you prefer to pluck characters out of thin air like you just described, or base them on people like the guy who was in for terrorism?
I didn't really base the old character on him, just that particular. Do you get me? So the character, I built the character from whatever, but with that was just the final bit. Bam. Okay, you just but yeah, I prefer to just build them from scratch.
Like scratch, yeah.
Yeah. So that was that. Then then I had to kind of make a decision. I stopped my degree after 3 years. I couldn't do both. At that point, there was a running joke with the director and everyone. They're saying, I think I'm running Hollywood for myself. Because you've had one hit play, you know, like that. And I just started focusing on writing a lot of scripts to make sure I got film scripts or screenplays and for when I come home. Do you get it? And also I was writing my autobio at the same time as well. But it was all geared for when I come home that I've got material. I don't need to sit down and write material. I've got the material good to go to make films of substance.
So in the degree then, what you studied so far, was it like the works of certain authors or certain, you know, which literature resonated the most with you?
I think the first thing I really studied on the arts part was Cleopatra, learning about her and all of that stuff.
48 Laws.
Yes.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Didn't she like lock her own sister or kill her own sister?
She done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Then you know, I learned so much, man. Benin, places like Benin, and learned about slavery in there. Yeah, I remember I used to have mad debates with my tutor. Cause I had a tutor, OU tutor, used to come in once a month. And I'll never forget, I was reading and I was learning about the encyclopedia. And I concluded that this guy, I can't remember what his name is, he was a racist. And then when I was from studying my degree and certain modules, I noticed that there was a lot of slave ships, and they would have, I don't know, say 5,000 slaves on this boat, and none of them can read and write. And then this white guy would write this book saying, yes, I've just got on this slave ship. They've taught that they treat me so well. I can't believe it. I'm a Muslim, but this Christian gentleman, he just looks after me like I'm one of his own. And when I arrived in London, there was this other white guy waiting for me, and he offered me a job in the church. And then Jesus Christ just came into my life, and I'm saved. But they'd attribute it to the slave. He wrote it. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So when I saw that they'd done all that and they manipulated, because people was reading, wow, this story's, wow, he's been captured and he found God. God must be great. It was that kind of, do you get it? I remember I'd done a module, I'm saying, well, encyclopedia's nonsense because that's where people go to get facts on racism. But if the guy who wrote the encyclopedia is a racist and he's biased and he's manipulating it, why the fuck are we going back to this encyclopedia for facts on racism? It don't make no sense. So I said to my tutor in my module, I hope you're not too harsh on me for my response. And that was my response, but she gave me a big mark.
Did reading change your worldview?
I read like no man's read before. Like Don King said, if you know Don King, no man's read like Don King.
Have you heard how many Sean read in a space of...
Malcolm X did a lot as well.
How many did you do?
Can't remember exactly. Yeah, but Malcolm X did a lot of reading, didn't he?
Rough ballpark figure.
You're never there. I think that helps you because a lot of guys, if you don't read or your mind isn't focused on something, then all you can be focused on is it's like you sitting in this room, you watch a bit of telly, focus on the pitch. This is it. You're locked in this room. It's going to get a bit, do you get it?
Get you up
But if you're
yourself.
studying, you're doing this different things, then your mind's always ticking over. It's always, do you get it?
Yeah, TV rots the brain.
Do you get it? So for me, it was, I done my sentence in different stages. Do you get it? Appeal, I'm going to get off this. It's not enough evidence. I can get this overturned. Then you go from that to the studying art, and boom, I throw my hands up. Let me just do the courses and get out of here. Then you got moved to the next stage. I'm gonna study for a degree. Or, do you get it? So my mind was always fully occupied. Do you get it? But yeah, getting back to your question, yeah, that's how it started.
A lot of history.
And the books, because there were so many stop starts. Because by the time I got back to DCAT in 2018, I signed with a new kind of like PR team, agent, one woman called Zoe Wainwright, and she had a link with Netflix and some other little links, but it didn't come through. Do you get it? So by the time I got out 219, I thought, fuck it, let me put these couple audio books out there, because I've got them written. They weren't supposed to be audio, but let's do it. And and it took off.
What are they called for the viewers?
A product of my environment. Book 1, book 2, and book 3 is about to be published. And you can check my work out on the Game Changing Moment YouTube channel, the GCM ENT Instagram, or on the GCM ENT group website, where you can purchase either book 1 or book 2 via a credit card.
All the links will be in the description box below this video. So where are you at now then? What's the day in the life for you like now?
Just working, man. Just working. Obviously, I came out in September.
What was it like the day of your release?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Were you
man.
excited?
Excited, ready to work, man. I was just ready to work,
'cause...
and all my emails ready. Which one am I sending my emails to? I was just good to go. I was just ready.
Oh, God.
And obviously, since I've come home, I've just been working. I signed a contract for an exclusive with a lady called Angelique, who works with Sky, and yeah, that's where I'm at, and I'm trying to get a feature film project up in the air.
So what made you want to do a YouTube channel?
Because I sell books. I got audio books, and yeah, that was the only reason, really.
That was a couple of years ago you actually started the channel, was it?
Yeah. It's a couple of years ago I started the channel.
Now you're back to it.
Yeah. It kind of stopped while I was away. Got a good social media guy who kind of, while I was away, I had a social media guy who was kind of maintaining it. Because I recorded my second audio book while I was in custody, because that Fox died. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to basically, a product of my environment, book 2. I wrote it, and then my PA, Natasha, big up Natasha. Yeah, she works crazy. Yeah, she downloaded the app where you can record the phone calls. So she's recording my phone call while I'm reading my... So then she records what I've said. Then she sent it to transcriber. Transcribers listen to what I've said. She writes the script. She's writing the script. Then it goes back to the PA. PA reads it back to me on the phone. I greenlight it. Then it went to the actor. We got the actor from putting an ad out on starnow.com. He goes in his booth. He recorded it. Sends it back to the PA. She plays it to me. Yeah, I like this. Then it goes to the sound effect expert. He put the sound effects, and that's how we done the whole book from start to finish.
Wow.
Yeah, book 2.
What's your autobiography called?
Well, obviously we've got a product of my environment, book 1 and book 2. My actual bio, I haven't really got a name for it yet. I've got 2 or 3 I'm playing with, but I haven't decided. None of them don't feel right.
Are you able to tell us what they are?
Yeah, no.
No.
No, under wraps.
And even a product of my environment, it's not going to be. I'm not going to call it that because there's a few other books called The Product of My Environment that I've discovered recently. But yeah.
Exciting.
So for the people watching this, then how can they support you and follow you and get your books?
Just from the same links that you're obviously put up.
In the description
the GCMENT, Instagram, obviously Game Changing Moment, YouTube. But yeah, I just want to make it clear that we're not glamorizing this.
No, I was going to ask what your biggest lesson is from prison.
From prison? That's not worth it. It's a waste of time. You waste your time in those places. I think more importantly, I think you just gotta. Everyone's different. I think. I don't know, but it's. I think if you've lived that life of crime, it isn't easy just to walk away. Do you get it? Because for some, that's all they know. Do you get it? So maybe it was made a bit easier for myself because obviously, one, I've made a decision to turn my life around, but I've also got a career. Do you get it? Whereas not everybody's got that. Do you get it? But I feel like with my auto bio, I definitely want the younger generation to know it's a lie. The game's a lie. Do you get it? Because they're force-fed all these different narratives by these different platforms and these different players. It's all bollocks. Like this one's gangster, he's bad, he lives by the rules when he doesn't. Do you get it? So what they're kind of seeking or what they're trying to achieve isn't even achievable. Do you get it? So I just want them to, as long as they can read my story as I'm telling you it's not worth it, I'm telling you it's all bullshit, then that's job done. And that's all I'm just trying to do. I'm just trying to be as successful as I can within my field. Whether that's theatre and film or whatever. But at the same time, let these guys know, these young guys know, like, yeah, don't follow these other guys that are leading you down this path. It's bullshit.
Agreed.
Strong message to end it on. So please let us know in the comments what you thought about this. What a hell of a journey. One of the best podcasts that we've ever had, definitely. And all the links will be in the description box below the video. So check them out. Please support our guests and a huge thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Having us. Yes, my guy. You like it?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah?
I loved it.
Okay.
Here at Boomer and Jen, we offer a wide range of organic or recycled clothing. We all know our planet is important. We only have this one, so it's vital that we all work together to slow down and reverse the changes to the environment. Whilst we all know that big industry are having a significant effect on pollution, here at Boomer and Jen, we believe that if we all make small changes, we can do our part. Fast fashion causes detrimental effects to the planet. Not only is nearly 20% of global wastewater produced by the fast fashion industry, but there is a considerable amount of fast fashion ending up in landfill. So let's move away from fast fashion items that are only worn once or twice and start wearing extremely comfortable, durable and environmentally friendly clothing and ethical jewellery. Boomer and Jen was founded in a quiet town in Devon in 2018. It has now gone from strength to strength as the world is becoming more aware of the current climate situation, helping our customers to buy sustainable, quality clothing. All of our products are fair trade and registered with the Global Organic Textiles Standard Association. Check us out on organiccottonclothing.co.uk.
Gadfly Press is proud to announce the publication of Big Joe Egan, the toughest white man on the planet. And that statement came from none other than Mike Tyson, who wrote the introduction to the book. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description box below the video. It's got almost 5 stars on Amazon, and it is mind-blowing stories of Joe's rise in boxing. You've got the crime story of what went down at the pub, the war at the pub, Joe's incarceration, and how the toughest white man on the planet could not be held down, how he rebuilt his life. He's gone from strength to strength, and what he's, you can see right now what he's doing all over the world. So links will be in the description box below the video. Thanks for watching.
And if you want to see the full podcast, it's on our channel now.
In which he talks about Michael Francis, Tyson, and loads of big names that he's worked with. Fascinating stories.
Check it out.
So the book, Big Joe Egan, Toughest White Man on the Planet, is available in all 3 formats: audio, ebook, and paperback, worldwide on Amazon. Link in the description box.